Welcome back to Iconic Productions. It Gets Worse. I was okay. Cool. Oz, were you genuinely volunteering?
No.
All right. There was a suggestion that we do the recap from Oz's perspective, which I think would have been fun. But anyway,
it's just
when we last left our heroes. Oh boy, you guys had snuck, stomped, and fought your way across Worcestershire, made it to the collapsed wizard tower, irritated the guardian of the tower, spent 18 days running through imaginary tunnels that shifted and changed before you managed to calculate before Vera managed to kind of figure out the pattern, and Liliana managed to unravel some of the magic, and you guys managed to break out after 18 days. At which point you found yourselves in the actual wizard's tower, which you very carefully kind of crept through, identified no immediate danger, and then rapidly looted. You've taken everything that you found, essentially. You found the corpse of a fire giant strapped to a table. You found cages and cages filled with various creatures that seem to have starved to death. You found kind of the room where it looks like he does all of his potion making. You found a number of great items. Vera can now see in the dark for 30 feet. Liliana has the bag of holding. You guys have just a crap ton of potions, which I don't think I have them all in Fantasy Grounds yet. But if you have questions about the potions, I can let you know what those are again. And Talia figured out this ritual that had been set up in the room that was channeling tremendous energy. Was critically flawed. It appeared to have been damaged when the tower was attacked a year ago, and it was bleeding energy and would soon explode and annihilate a large portion of the surrounding area. Talia managed to fix it after debating, gambling on fixing it kind of permanently, and then being able to actually use it. Versus a 5% chance of ending the campaign because everybody dies in a nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
So you have stalled the explosion by I think 7 months.
7 weeks or
So,
seven.
so,
Whatever.
No, it was 7 weeks. So you've got a while before it actually explodes, but you also found a crystal ball that appeared to double as Kingrave's means of both seeing who has currently insulted his guardian and is stuck in the tunnels, and also the means by which he could, at will, let anybody out. Talia discovered that, looking into the crystal ball, that her former mentor, Kelfir,
that's one word for it,
is currently stuck in the tunnels for an unknown amount of time. However, you are pretty sure that he's been in there longer than you guys were. And you have no idea when he's going to manage to break his way out. However, Talia knows that she could let him out at any time. Yes.
Question regarding that. Is it one must be a spellcaster to let someone out of this crystal ball, or is it anyone who touches the crystal ball can let people out?
No, you need to be able to channel some sort of magic.
Oh, that's a relief. Okay.
So I can't just yell at it as much as I want to until it breaks?
You absolutely can.
All right.
I certainly have it, and I'm watching it with the door, with the holding at the door with my crossbow.
Ma, we have a trap to set, Ma.
Oh, I'm so gonna set that trap. That's my 2-day project.
The final part of the recap, is you guys found the remains of a flail snail and managed to break it perfectly, such that you have one shield-sized piece, and then what was it? Four smaller pieces, something like that.
Well, the other 3 pieces were broken into 2 pieces, so we have 1 shield and then 6 small.
It's 6 smaller pieces. Okay.
That are in the bag of holding.
That are in the bag of holding. I need to remember to add those.
All for
Also,
you.
my pearl of power is not on my character sheet.
Sorry, that's in Jeeves.
Yep.
I will say, I'll say it for the record. I shrunk from the opportunity, but at some point, Oz will do the recap from his perspective, and then Josh can translate. Like, I'll do it really briefly and be like, fuck it, we're, like, I don't know, annoying people. And then Josh will do it. I'll say it for the record. I'm ashamed of my cowardice, but here we are.
Maybe we'll just start a cycle where every episode is like the recap is narrated from one character's perspective.
I like that.
And I'll just fill in again. That'll be hilarious and definitely won't go wrong at all. So, Talia spends 2 days with no distractions repairing this cage.
What about that one?
I mean, if Oz wants to distract you, I'll give you disadvantage on the roll.
I already rolled, man.
Yeah.
It was the divination roll, remember? We debated that.
Yeah. But that was assuming that there were no distractions.
There were no distractions. I learned how to manage Oz.
There are a plethora of reasons why Oz would not.
I need to actually figure that out. If somebody has advantage on the roll, yeah, no, you would replace whatever the result is. So yeah, it wouldn't matter. So Talia spends 2 days doing this. At the end of the 2 days, she is exhausted. So Talia, you'll have 2 levels of exhaustion. What are the rest of you doing for these 2 days? Yeah, Vera.
I have 3 projects that I'm working on. Project number 1, the 3 pretty shirts that I stole from Kingrave, I'm going to sew them into little dresses for myself.
Roll a dexterity check and add your proficiency bonus.
Awesome. Hang on a second. Let me get fantasy crowds up properly. Stuff happened. Okay, dexterity. Oh, it wasn't good. +3.
You have how many shirts did you have? 4?
3.
3. You now have 4 shirts. So you have 3 shirts. So you now have 4 very serviceable, modest dresses.
Yay. Project number 2, which might be more elaborate, is I am going to create a trap outside of the door when Skelfir would come.
Okay. So I will help her with that. If that means just rigging a piano and lifting the piano above it, whatever it is.
I'm imagining something that would be simple and yet work. So not too Rube Goldberg-y, but also nothing magical, because he would be able to detect magic.
I think
I'm going to go ahead. Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys brainstorm that. I'm going to collect what everybody else is doing, and then we'll come back to this.
One more thing.
Yeah.
I will also drink longevity potion number 1.
That's funny.
Go ahead and roll that now. So it's a straight D10, I think, +7. And before you roll, so here's the deal we made. If she rolls a 10, her age is reduced, and she will actually regain 1 Constitution because she's no longer quite as old. So go ahead, Vera, and roll that D10.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh!
That And I wonder, did you do this in front of everyone, or did you kind of take it and go off on your own to try it?
Oh, I so took this away. I do not want to see them have them see me do drugs.
So here you take. We'll come back to this. Let me gather. Okay. Do you want to try the second one?
No, I am happy with what I've got now.
All right.
I will put it in my bag, though. I'll keep that.
Oh, you'll keep the other one?
Mhm.
Okay. One of these now.
I mean, she feels alive now. Like, why would she take the second one?
It's true. It's true.
It was awesome. Never make deals like that, Josh.
Especially not with Grace. You can do
I
it with
should
any
have
other
learned.
player, but not Grace.
I should have learned by now to not make those deals with Grace.
Yeah.
We will always roll the nat 20, the max dice value. All right. Okay, so you do those things.
10%.
Shoji, what are you up to?
Okay, well, I missed the bulk of the looting, so I'm wondering if there's anything left I can scavenge.
You can go ahead and give me another investigation check.
I'll help her. Like I said, because Oz is bored out of his freaking mind. Like,
Yay.
I need you to
Oz,
come hold this
he
thing
started
for me.
drawing on the walls with his dagger, like carving things into the wall, and like you think this guy's about to snap. He's at a level of so freaking bored that you don't. Yeah, I'll help her.
I'll tell you one thing, Oz. None of your weapons are able to score the walls.
Oh, okay.
You do discover that the floor you seem to be able to carve, at least in places. The walls you cannot.
Well, I will say that while I'm also helping Ma, Oz will do everything he can to score the wall. I'm gonna take like a running start and like Happy Gilmore the wall and smack it. I'm like setting up rigging and like I've taken like he is fascinated by whatever this is, and I'm doing whatever I can to score the wall.
So just real quick, I was gonna say your weapons are gonna need serious repair if that's actually what you want to do.
I mean, I'll take things in the room. Like there are crowbars and there are things in the room that I'm like he's got a smithing set, so I'm gonna take a crowbar and just beat the shit out of the wall until like the crowbar is like bent sideways.
Okay. At one point, there's just a smashing of wood, and Oz is there holding like half a table, and he's like, "Okay, wood didn't work. Yep. All right, you're going at it."
Talia, if you're aware, you'll probably be a little surprised by the level of studiousness that I take to like taking notes about smashing the wall and being like you seem so fixated on something like, okay, so acid didn't work. Got it. And like things like that. Like I'm doing whatever I can to make an impression on the wall and take notes, and like it's actually, if in any glance, you'll probably see that.
You got it.
So,
Koji, go ahead and give me that investigation roll.
all right, so no advantage, I'm assuming.
No, Oz can give you advantage.
Oh,
To
okay. Yay, thank you. All right, investigation.
Ooh.
Not bad.
Hey, 15. You do not find anything new. So, right, there's all of the symbols on the floor. There's the cage holding the elemental, all kinds of notes of kingraves. There's the room with all of the cages and dead animals in them. And then there's the room with the dead giant. And then there's his bedroom. There's not a whole lot new. However, you are carrying I think 9 potions that you guys have not yet explored.
Ooh.
That's what I was gonna spend my downtime doing, was trying to figure out what those potions are.
Okay.
Yeah, did I do that last time?
So
Yeah, I thought
there were
Shoji had
2
done that
sets.
last time.
No, there were 2 sets of potions.
Oh,
Ones
Oh.
that were the ones that you found up in kind of his room, where it looks like he brings people in and they lay on the couch and he does stuff with potions on a table and whatnot. And then there was the set down in his actual workspace, which were all of the magical potions you guys found. But Shoji, which of the potions would you like to open first? So actually this is Shoji and Liliana, so you guys are both on this, so you both get to pick one. Fool's Bane, Arcanist's Friend, Milk of the Dragon, Essence of Starlight, Metastrumonic Extract, Delatescent Elan, Pride of Aesthete, Ponso Philtrum, Quintessence, Succor of Tursit, or Demon's Blood.
I want Essence of
Demon's
Starlight.
blood.
500.
Okay. Yogi, you kind of open the cork on Demon's Blood, and then Liliana, you said Essence of Starlight.
Yeah.
Liliana, you kind of pop the cork, hold it away, nothing happens. You bring it a little closer and you give it a sniff, and you get a rich aroma of coffee with kind of a hint of caramel, bananas and raisins, and kind of a strong. This is whiskey.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
And you immediately realize that, right, you've read through all of the notes. The notes, Kingrave was a fairly typical higher level wizard. Jealous of his secrets, arrogant beyond the pale. Okay. You immediately give me an insight check, actually, to see if you realize this. So yeah, Liliana, you can give me an insight check, and Shoji, you can also as well, because you also opened one of these.
Mhm.
Bad, both of us.
Bad,
We
both.
know nothing.
It's whiskey. Shoji, you open Demon's Blood. You take a sniff and bang! Spices like you have never experienced. Your head rocks back. Sparks crackle at your nostril. It's alcohol.
All right. I'm gonna tuck that away.
From sniffing a couple of these other ones, like each of these is just a small vial of really high quality whiskey that has been labeled something bizarre and utterly meaningless. And some effect has been applied to it to turn it into like bright orange or bright green or like some colored liquid.
We should drink to Cormier.
So you guys enjoy sniffing whiskey for a while. Okay. Oz, besides helping everybody else that you can and attempting to mark the walls, was there anything special you wanted to do? Sorry, and helping with the trap.
I'm doing the trap, so I'm focusing my attention in 3 ways. It's doing the trap with Ma. I assume that'll be an afternoon adventure.
Yep.
A nice break from my scientific endeavors of hitting the wall. And then doing the wall is the second one, obviously. The third one, surprisingly, would be forcing food and things on Talia. To try to reduce any form of exhaustion. Because I recognize someone who's working hard, and who is someone who is completely focused on something, and I'm gonna be like, listen, you're going to fucking kill us if you don't like eat something. Like I'll like literally stop her and like eat something, focus on this.
The intensity of what Talia is doing is such that she cannot stop.
For
Yeah,
48
I-
hours straight, she's not like doing anything.
Yes, right? Basically, you can't see it, but Talia, what it looks like to you is there is a snarl of fine yarn made out of arcane script, and like you have to basically pull them, like mentally, this is essentially what you're doing. You have to pull, separate, categorize, and organize them back in the proper fashion so that the energy is being channeled correctly. And but the entire time that you're unraveling it, you're also basically trying to store and redistribute energy, because it can't go where it needs to go. And so as you're going, like that's continuing to build up, and any lapse in concentration and kind of that snarl constricts again and it explodes.
Yeah, and I would be doing my very best to go about this as carefully as possible because I know how catastrophic it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I probably wouldn't even notice.
I think Oz would probably
honestly.
recognize it. His first attempts would be walking over and like holding food and being like, "Take this."
And
No, like,
I
seriously.
just won't even respond.
So you could like feed her, but that's what it would take.
Do I need to roll something to understand that?
If she so Talia, would you respond at all if he brought you food?
Not if it's gonna mess up something that I do, because that's what I concentrate. I'm used to going into my space and like being in my mind palace, doing my thing. Nothing can stop me because it has to be perfect. Like that is just basically, yeah.
All right. So at the end of the 2 days, what I'll say is you're tangentially aware that Oz each day or a couple times a day comes and like puts a food plate down, and you just don't touch it, and then he comes and takes it away later.
Okay.
So yeah, what we'll say is that kind of when you come out of it, when you're done, there is a plate of food ready and waiting for you, just kind of sitting there.
Okay.
Sure. And after the first food plate not being touched, Oz will just take moments only when there's simply no one else in the room, to note, to like put a blanket over her and like dab her forehead and like recognizing that she's like working really fucking hard. He doesn't know what the hell is happening. I don't understand magic in any regard. But he notices someone doing something hard, and in like a very like almost resigned way, like seeing someone who's working their ass off, he respects that and will like do what he can to take care of her. So
All right. So Oz and Vera. I'm sorry. First, Vera. So you take this longevity potion, and you head off. You know, everybody else is busy. They're all doing things. Oz is working on the trap you guys have designed. You sneak off to Kingrave's room, and you take the potion, and you just down it. And immediately, like nothing, it doesn't feel like anything's going down your throat. What you're drinking is basically like exactly body temperature. There's almost no sensation to it. And as you drink it, there is you are overwhelmed by a sense of just wellness, right? Pains that you've had for so long that you just stop even realizing that they're there, right? Until now they've gone away, right? Popping joints and aches, right? just fade from you. And you're still, how old are you actually? I forget.
I keep misreading because Grace can't do math. How long halflings live? I thought it's like 200 years. So she would be pushing 180 if the lifespan's 200 years.
Yeah, you're a pretty good age here. Hold on, Vera.
So don't exactly know, as in Vera doesn't know.
Okay. Okay, but oh, there it is. You did put it in your backstory.
I did.
Okay, so yeah, I'll scale it. I'll take a look again at it to see if I've changed the halfling lifespan, and if so, I'll scale what the number that you put up there. But yeah, you are now 17 years younger. You are now the age back when you were actually running the outfit. You are back in charge. And you have actually you have 11 constitution now.
No, I upped it. Yeah. I've got 12 now. I had 11.
Oh, you had 11. Oh, well then your maximum hit points increased.
Yes. Wait. By how much?
Hold on. I think
So I changed. Okay, yeah, it was 11.
so
So
it did
12.
not auto calculate. So you gain 5. So you're at 34 maximum hit points now.
I'm still squishy, but I'm not like as squishy.
Well, yeah, not as squishy. I mean, now you are not squishier than you're 1 point squishier than the wizard, but
Yeah, I have 35.
at least you're not that squishy as you were. Whew. All right.
I'm so glad I bargained for that.
And you feel good. And Gideon died more than 17 years ago. But memories.
So just to clarify.
What was it?
He died 5 years ago, just to clarify.
It was only 5 years ago? Cool. Well, scratch that then. That you didn't. I don't think you gave me that one.
I think it's in the old backstory, like the original backstory that was 5 years ago. But which is why
it's
yeah.
right there. Died 5 years ago. Cool. Never mind then. Memories of dancing with Gideon, right? Those few moments where nobody was around, and so it was just you and Gideon, and you felt comfortable enough to kind of open up and really be yourself alone with Gideon, right? All of these memories start to rush in stronger than they were. And you just generally feel amazing. Life is good, just everything is good. You're about to plan just the brilliant execution of a wizard, and it's just
I'm so excited. I cannot describe to you how much I want to kill this man and do it beautifully.
But all of that is undercut just a little bit. Right? The loss of Gideon now feels right that undercurrent grows a little bit stronger, right? You were getting really up there in age, and that had started to kind of fade a little bit into, right, Gideon's gone, right, my time is coming soon, and now your time is not coming soon, right, and Gideon's still gone.
I took the other one for him just in case.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So Oz and Vera, are you guys doing separate traps, or are you collaborating on one?
Josh, that was so sad. Oh my gosh. We're collaborating.
Yes.
I'm not.
I assume that, like, I mean, Oz was like, I mean, I could just like lift shit for you if you want, but like, what if we just put something above it?
I'm like, oh no.
Like,
You're devious, Oz. I need you to be devious. Let's be devious.
Oz will be devious.
So I'm planning like pull out all the stops, like because we have a full alchemist nonsense. We've got like, I want to oil slick the floor and have them go straight into iron spikes. I mean, I want it out. I want acid.
You have all of those things.
So one of Oz's ideas is to put a really heavy object at the top of a pulley. So that when the pulley falls down, and on the other side of the pulley will be a bunch of sharp objects laying on the ground. So when the heavy object falls down, he'll be crushed by the heavy object, and the sharp objects will be ripped up across his body as well.
Love it.
As the one falls down, the other one rips up, so it'll cut him and smash, kind of at the same time.
And we also have it so that when he falls, he'll go straight into like an oil slick that'll then keep going into something else, also spiky. It's becoming more Rube Goldberg than I thought, but I love it.
We'll say, okay, so all right, Ma. So like, what we should do is like we'll put a big heavy rock at the top of the pulley, and we'll put a whole bunch of we'll loop. You're good with like tying. I've seen you do your crochet thing. Honestly, it's very festive, and I think it's cool. Don't tell anyone else, but it's pretty cool. So we're gonna loop all of the knives on the ground. We're gonna put these here, and then we're gonna put the rock above it. And if he tries to move forward to avoid the rock, then there's gonna be an oil slick, and he'll fall forward if he tries to avoid the rock. So all around him is danger.
I approve of this. And the trigger for the pulley is the door opening. Can we please have a bucket of acid involved somewhere in this?
Why would the bucket not be involved? Okay, am I dealing with an amateur? Obviously, the bucket is going to be involved. Do we have to talk about that?
There's a bucket of acid on top of the rock. So when the rock falls, it'll become an acid-soaked rock.
A rock of acid inside the rock. It'll be like an egg. When the rock falls, the rock crushes and cracks open, and then acid comes out of the rock. And yeah, this is about the level of planning that goes into this, Josh, just to let you know.
Ideas and try to finesse them, yes, into something that would.
This is what I've got.
Like this a lot.
Oh my god!
You forgot the rope with knives on the end of it. Yeah.
Basically, every pointy thing I can find is at the other end of that oil slick.
So I'm gonna have you guys make a series of.
This is everything I want.
Can I just say here that Talia is going to realize at the end of 2 days that she has the best friends and the worst potential enemies.
Yeah. Gone wrong. Like when you really hate somebody at camp, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should have something in the room that really grabs his attention too. So he won't see the oil slick. We'll have a book that is glowing. Can we make a book glow? Do you know how to make a book glow? He'll be like, oh shit, I'm a nerd. I like reading books. And he'll be like, I need to go get that book. And then he's dead.
Wait, still carrying all the
bookshelves. There are bookshelves filled with books in the waiting room.
And isn't he carrying all the stupid wands and staffs that are actually fake?
Yep.
Okay, please.
Right.
Can we
I have to make a call. I'll be right back.
Something, another wand, and just have it be sitting perfectly right when you walk through the door and he sees it?
No, but he might be skeptical of that. Maybe we get something that's very real. He's like, oh shit, all this is fake, but there's no way that's fake. We have to get that. What would really, if you were a really mean and abusive nerd, what would be man, That's cool. Like, what if there was a machine that like made like math things for you? Like if you pushed a series of buttons, it made things happen mathematically. Is that what nerds like?
I'm not sure if I'm a nerd. I am mean and abusive, but I'm not sure if I'm a nerd.
I'm really not trying to push any buttons here. That seems like a lot of emotional backstory that I just really didn't want to dig into here.
Said that totally casually. Totally casually. What about a bunch of the potions, the fake potions that are actually alcohol? I mean, we went straight for those potions like you wouldn't believe. I think he might as well. He'll also be starving. He'll be starving, remember?
There's alcohol in here?
Forget I said that. I did not say the last.
Where's the alcohol? Ma, he's gonna grab you by like the coat and be like, "Where is the alcohol?"
Well, actually, I don't know if they told me about it. Did you guys tell me about it? So some of the potions are booze. However, do not try any others. The rest are totally poison. There's one booze amongst all the poison. You do not go looking for it. These are not the potions you're looking for. I think we should use it to lure him out, though. They're very colorful.
Oz is gonna take a very deep breath. He's gonna set you down. He's gonna like dust off your shoulders. Ma, if there is alcohol in here, you're going to give it to me after the trap is set, right?
I can make that deal. Some of it.
Okay. We'll do that. Can you make books glow? All right. Do we need to like make it like a series of checks? So we're gonna make a very dangerous area and a distraction area and a heavyweight area and an oil slick.
Yeah.
So I have some questions first. So this is inside the door.
Yeah, it's right. Like the trigger is him opening the door.
Okay, so the door opens outward. So
Perfect.
if the trigger is, I mean, that means that he's not inside when the trap goes off.
So if the
Can we
door
rig it?
opens outward.
Yeah, we gotta rig a separate pulley so that there's another little hitch in it. So when the door opens, it's still a delay. So he'll keep coming out. He'll probably be really excited to get out, especially if we bait a trap and have like food and booze and books at the other end. So he
So
has
what
to
we'll
take
do-
like.
We'll put a secondary lock in it, in the rope. So he opens the door and it'll activate the trap. However, it'll only get activated when the door gets pulled shut again. So there will be rope connected to the door on the top of the door. As he opens the door and walks inside, the door will be pulled by the tension in the rope. And once the door closes again, that's when the trap activates.
You could use the weight of the rock, yeah, to like
As
close
a
the door.
tension. So
Yeah.
he opens, not the rock, because he won't be able to. So he'll pull it open. We'll have the bucket of acid. We'll have the bucket of acid. Perfect. Bucket of acid is the secondary hitch. As the door opens, it'll be pulled suspension shut. He'll be like, "Ooh, look at this fancy door. I'm a nerd." And then it'll fall on top of it.
Hey, Liliana,
Can I just say that I want the entire game narrated like this from now on?
I've been DMing for about 3.5 years, and I'm pretty sure that this is the most D&D moment I've had in that entire 3.5 years.
This is glorious.
This is what siblings are like, Josh. This is. I know you know more than anything. You know deep within you that this is what it really means to be evil or be a sibling. It's the same thing.
So So first, your trigger is going to be a rope that is triggered when the door is opened and then actually sets the trap off when the door then closes. So it's a prime and then a trigger.
Yes.
And then are you okay? And so the actual trap. So the first thing that happens is something big and heavy falls.
Acid first.
Okay, so acid falls.
Well,
Unless,
no,
unless
the first thing outside of Oz, the first thing is there's a bunch of knives on the ground. As the rock starts falling, the space between because there's a second floor, the knives will come up first, and he'll look down, and there's knives coming up, which will take his attention towards the knives shooting towards him on the ground, so he can avoid those while having his attention on the ground when the massive rock or whatever it is hits him.
covered in acid.
Okay, so the rock is covered in acid?
It has a bucket of acid balanced on top, so when it falls, acid will also tip onto his face.
You got it. So basically what you're doing is you've got like a bunch of knives somehow connected together that's tied to the other end of this pulley rope, and so as the big thing falls, the knives go up.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
The
And
first
then
thing is the knives come up, and then we'll have some kind of cape or mesh tarp that will have the acid on top of it and the rock. So then when the rock falls, it'll pierce and break through the tarp, and the tarp will make a shower of acid.
So you realize that as the complexity of this goes up, so do the DCs of achieving it.
Okay, just a bucket of acid on top of the rock. We'll keep it simple. That's the simple. However, in front of this whole mess, this is just Act 1 of the trap.
The thing is, a lot of this is also Ma having to taper down Oz's insanely prankster side. Like a lot of this is his desire to set the most insane trap. Like you can almost see like his eyes get. You saw his eyes get hard. Now his eyes are wide, and he's like this. Same level of focus is on this as it was to like the scientific. He's very like whatever he's doing is the only important thing at the moment.
I've also raised sons. I've raised 3 boys.
Oh, I mean, along with kind of that sorrow over, I'm younger now, but still don't have Gideon. Also, just like a wave of fond longing comes over you for your sons who have become, they've become what you made them, right? They have become competent, serious, mobsters essentially. And kind of at the same time, you realize that, right, they lost this, like this. Well, maybe not Benji.
Lyle has this. This is why we keep Lyle.
Lyle's a little different. I think this is a little closer to Benji's the oldest. Remind me the middle.
Junior's the oldest. Gideon Jr. is the oldest. He's number 2. Lyle is the youngest, and he's Hannibal Lecter.
Right. This like Benji still has a little bit of this energy. He still kind of gets nervous sometimes and goes a little bit crazy. Like this is a similar kind of energy, but not motivated by nervousness or panic. This is just this is a child with toys, murder toys.
Josh, when I made this character, it wasn't supposed to be a reminder of every other character's past relationship. I don't know where this is all coming from, but somehow Josh is the tie to better times for every other character in this party.
It's fantastic. What was that, Vera?
Did Oz have a lovely relationship with his mother that is now being told?
Yes, actually.
I wasn't going to say it, but yeah.
Yes.
This is lovely. I love it. I love it when backstories come together.
Oh my gosh, it's so intertwined. Like, it's crazy.
A series of rolls.
Let's do it.
So,
Okay.
I'm sorry, there was oil involved here somewhere.
In the front.
that was Act 1. Then he hits an oil slick.
Is this past the knives? So, like, if he moves forward, okay.
He falls forward, he'll hit an oil slick, and it will go also into like a pile of what are those, like caltrops and other pointy things.
So here's the thing. From the mind of the genius or mad scientist, whatever you want to call it. Calfear opens the door. First thing he sees is a glowing book. Oh shit, look at that glowing book. Steps forward, door closes behind him, activating the trap. The primer was opening the door, trap is activated as he walks in the door. He sees the book. The knives come up. If he's distracted by the knives, the rock falls on top of him. If he somehow sees the knives and the rock, when he steps forward out of the way of the rock, there's an oil slick which will send him directly into a bunch of well-discarded we'll say like palisades or something like that, like sharp objects in front of him as he falls forward. Honestly, him falling flat on the ground and being totally bewildered is a win for Oz, because Oz will he'll be there, you know. He's ready for whatever happens, him falling on top, but that's the thing. So
Yeah.
distraction distracts the glowing book, distracts from the knives. Knives distract from the rock. Rock distracts from the oil slick. That's how this whole trap works.
I'm sorry, but can there please be at the other end of the oil slick, like just a single burning candle that if it falls into the oil, it will light him on fire?
Why wouldn't there be?
This is just entirely a cherry on top, that there is on top of this pile of pointy things a lit candle.
Sure, there's a little bookcase with a candle precariously balanced. So as he slips and slides into this bookcase, the candle just falls down.
Down, flames. I love it.
It's a really tall candle. We've taken all the candles in the room and mashed them together and made it like 3 feet tall, so that if it'll just burn for the next couple days, because we don't know how long it's going to be.
All right. I need you to give me a series of rolls.
Wait, what kind of rolls?
I'm gonna take that box. I'm gonna put that box into another box, and then I'm gonna mail that box to myself.
So first,
Hit it with the hammer.
let's.
I'm sorry to the 2 members that had to leave for that, but thank you.
All right.
With the heavy object and the acid on top of it and the pulley.
Yeah.
I would like a dexterity check.
I'll do that.
And hold on, and you can have advantage if
Yeah.
Oz can help you with. I would
Just
say,
lifting the object.
Oz, are you proficient in dexterity saves?
I actually might be. Skills, no. I am not.
How about sleight of hand?
Nope. Can I literally just use strength to just lift this massive object?
Yeah, I'll give you athletics. Because Oz is proficient in athletics, I'll let him help you kind of set this thing up. And so you're giving the dexterity, he's giving the athletics, and so you guys are just kind of trying to construct this thing. Go for it. Straight dex check with advantage.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me get advantage on.
Well, can I roll athletics with advantage?
So either you can both roll, or one of you can roll with advantage.
I have a +7. You probably have like a +3.
To point. Wait, to athletics or?
Well, so your proficiency in athletics is what's giving her advantage on basically creating and setting this whole thing up. So I'm going to say Vera rolls with advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
To get my advantage.
if I was going to allow a proficiency into the check, I'm pretty sure I would have to create a new skill. Trap setting or something.
Does she get half proficiency for having watched her sons do this for years?
Holy crap, that's a 1 and then a 19.
19, guys. Thank you for helping. That would have been, I would have died. I would have myself with.
It's a dexterity check, so that's actually plus your dexterity.
Oh, so that is plus 4.
That's a
20.
So that's a 23. Okay.
I forgot how to.
That's a 23.
Okay, so stage 1 of the
to set up the trigger, I would like a straight intelligence check.
Oh God.
This one is not going to be with advantage unless you can figure some creative way of gaining it.
Give me 1 second to figure that out.
Could I help with that?
What if, Shinji, do you want to get in on this?
Yeah, I mean, killing somebody, have fun.
Totally invite Sho and Liliana, who are devious as heck, and we want them in on this.
You guys are welcome to add your deviousness.
You would probably hear, honestly, just Oz holding the rock like, can you fucking tie it, please? Oh my God.
We're trying to plan a really clever little trigger so that this would go off right when he opens the door. Any ideas on how to be particularly clever with this trigger, lady?
And ropes and pulley system? I don't know. What is like how gonna do it? Is it gonna be that are you gonna have like a tight thread and then like as the door opens it becomes looser, or are you going to have a very tight thread like on the inside, or a loose thread and then when you swing it open and on the inside it pulls it? Like what are we going for here?
I think we're not opening the door at this point because we don't think that's what magic is going on. This all has to be exterior at the moment. I think we're trying to hold tension. This is just the primer for the trap. This causes the tension, which then, when the door closes, will release the rock.
Basically,
close the door.
Intelligence check here is you're trying to figure out exactly where to attach the rope, what lengths to use, etc. So, Shoji, if you wanted to give me a sleight of hand check, you might possibly be able to give your advantage.
Oh, I'm sorry. I rolled with advantage.
It's just a straight roll.
Oh. Okay. How do I turn that on and off? I don't know.
You can also practice on other doors. Like, we've got 2 days. Be bored.
There's plenty of doors around here. I have a.
Oz has other walls to hit.
Shoji, re-roll that because you rolled with disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
So you just need to do a flat roll.
Okay. I'm not sure if it's set to advantage or disadvantage. I'm just gonna bring it over.
Look at the bottom.
It rolled 2 again.
So look at the bottom left and look at ADV and DIS. Make sure that neither of those are highlighted.
Neither of them were both times. Yeah.
That's weird. Why do you have disadvantage on sleight of hand? Does it?
Do I have like levels of exhaustion or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm checking. It doesn't seem.
It says it's because she doesn't have the armor proficiency.
Yeah, it's because of that. Because it never let her be proficient with her leather armor, so she's got disadvantage on all dex-based things.
Oh, gotcha. I'm gonna go ahead and add your proficiency then, because that's weird.
I'll be back. I gotta take care of this cough.
Armor, light armor. Weird. Okay. I'll go ahead and roll a d20 for you.
Yeah, just give her the 19 that you just rolled.
Weird.
Give it.
괜찮아?
Let me go. How do I do this? Settings. Show GM roles. Oh, is on. Good. Okay. So 15
Okay.
plus your sleight of hand, which I think is 5.
Yes.
So that's a dirty 20. So Vera, you have advantage on
Yes.
your intelligence check to set this up.
Yay.
Okay. Not incredibly smart, but I'm gonna try it. Wait. Rolling with advantage? Hopefully it will. Yes. Ooh. 15.
Okay. We've got that. We've got that. And then, for whatever weird thing that you're doing with your shiny book and your distraction,
Yes.
give me a deception check with advantage.
Oh yeah. Okay, hang on. Deception. Which is not as good as it should be, but I'll roll it anyway. Okay, here we go. Did that roll with advantage or not?
No, go ahead and roll one more d20.
Awesome. Deception. You. It's weird because this one is set for deception, but not turning it on. Ooh. Then it rolled. Whatever.
Oh, you rolled a 13 again, so we'll just run with that advantage roll. So total of 17. Alrighty. Let me draw out the DC of your trap here. Those were all.
I cannot tell you how happy I am. I have always wanted to home alone a building, and now it finally happened.
Yes.
Did I think this is how this session would go? No. Am I mad about it? No.
So I'm going to go ahead and set your trap DC at 15.
Okay.
Which is
So
a pretty good trap.
So
he
is
has
it a
to
deck
roll-
save? What is it?
Yeah, what does he have to say?
So
The first one is like a perception save, and then it's a deck save. So it's a deck save. Never mind. It's a deck save for sure. Everything except the initial distraction is a deck save. So
yeah, so basically it's going to be a perception check. If he succeeds, then he has advantage on the dexterity save. And then there will just be a flat dexterity save after that, assuming everything goes according to your trappy plan.
that's so stupid. Oh my God, I love it.
I don't even care if it doesn't work. I'm just happy we did it.
Oh, and then there's
I'll say after it's set, if Ma gives Oz the alcohol promised, he splits it and he offers it to her first, and he says, "Job well done, Ma."
So you're gonna have to go through Shoji in order to get at the alcohol.
Yes, I'll ask her about that.
And me, I have it too.
Oh yeah, Liliana has some. Hey,
So,
Liliana,
Liliana, you have, I guess you've got about half of them, and we'll say Shoji's got half and you've got half. So yeah, if one of them
This is all on Ma.
yeah, I'll just take both of them aside and say, okay, so I made this deal, that Oz will get a little snifter on the success of the trap. I think it is a thing of absolute beauty. Would you ladies be willing to share your stash?
Here you go. Drinks all around. We're killing people. This is wonderful. I mean, you're doing very.
Drinks on a successful trap.
Yeah.
Are you guys toasting over this set trap?
I'm talking about young. I'm so drinking. I'm in on this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm
So
so in.
which one are you guys drinking?
How about the Starlight stuff? That sounded pretty.
Whichever one Ma hands to me, because I think it's alcohol. So,
So you guys want to drink the essence of Starlight, or Liliana, do you want to hold
I'll drink the essence of Starlight.
Let's do it.
So you guys pass around the essence of Starlight. So the nose is that coffee with caramel, bananas, and raisins. The taste is just of dried fruit with layers of vanilla and roasted nuts and just of berry syrup. And then the finish is long. It's incredible, and it kind of finishes off with this thick spice with kind of a hint of oak bitterness. It's nice.
well,
Did I spend several hours looking up whiskeys and nose and and whatnot?
Sam would be proud.
That's my boy.
Oz is not going to spit, but he's gonna cough and he's gonna say, "Why the fuck is there fruit in my whiskey?" Oh.
Just be sipping it and being like, oh, this is so me. This is so hot. It's so good.
I'll share a little bit of the demon's blood one, but then be like, hey, you might like this one better.
Oz, are you downing it?
Why would I not? Oh my gosh.
Cool.
I want to share it. I don't want it to be like I'm giving him all of it. I need some too.
Did you communicate that to Oz?
I would have seen that and be like, okay.
All right,
Rest.
sure.
Okay, so you each take half of it, and I'll describe what you guys experience, and then I'll tell the rest of you what you see.
That's great.
So Show and Oz again, just half of the thing each, right? So first it feels like you basically just got kicked in the face. Except instead of you get hit in the face and you can just feel the warmth spreading as the blood kind of rushes through it. In this case, it's more like just intense spice diffusing into your face. You then you down it and just fire. My God, the flames, sucking on a red hot iron, but you never want to stop. And as the tears just kind of pour down your face, the spice leaves your throat just kind of ragged and raw. That's the taste. And then the finish, you guys kind of come to lying on the floor, gasping for breath. There's of electricity and sparks around you. Mucus has just poured down out of your noses, and you're just
We're like, oh yeah, that was good.
I lost my description here. Oh, so fortunately, it starts to fade, and in the aftermath, there's just this pure, bright strawberry and vanilla flavor that kind of smooths its way down your throat, and so when you finally catch your breath, your throat has been ripped raw and then soothed. And all you know is that you want more of that shit.
Oh,
Right, I'm digging around in my potions.
The rest of you, the rest of you watched as they both kind of they both downed it. They both stood there for a second, and then they doubled over, scratching at their tongue, coughing and sneezing and crying. And so they both curled up on the floor, and then eventually after what felt like 10-15 minutes to you guys, it's really only about 10 seconds that they lay on the floor before they kind of slowly pull themselves to their feet, wiping the snot off of their face. What happened?
Oz doesn't wipe the snot off his face. What are you talking about?
I'll suggest such a thing.
I'll go Fuck yeah, dead girl. Oh my God. That's amazing. You have more of it, right?
I have more of something. I mean, well, we have time. We might as well.
Smash in the basement idea is working.
No, I'm gonna assume that all of this is taking up. You guys are like sitting in those brightly, garishly colored chairs, but you pulled like on the other side of the room as you observe your handiwork.
Just sitting nice,
Okay.
delicately.
Oh my God, I forgot about the narcotics. He even told us about the narcotics. I forgot about the narcotics. Oh my God. Oh no.
So from the notes, Oz, the narcotics were for the weaker version of the fire giant strength potion before he perfected the final version.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah, from what you guys didn't find any of the weaker versions that needed a narcotic in order to basically create a base, a consumer base. And I think that those experiments were decades ago. So yeah, you guys didn't find any remnants.
So we have all the high tier shit. Everything he has is the high tier for him. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. Sweet.
Yeah.
Good to
Okay.
know.
That will bring us to the evening of the second day, when Kalia, kind of carrying her plate of food, kind of stumbles up to where you guys are, and you're all sitting in easy chairs, like passing around whiskey. You stumble up, you see this, and they're just laughing and dying, and Oz and Sho just have bright red faces, and they just look like shit. And you turn and look, and the other end of the room is just a disaster. There's like, there's this wood scaffolding that's been like attached to the wall with something sticky that goes kind of like up and over the doorway, and there's just probably I would say just like like one of the bed sheets, but it's been filled with like broken stone and boards and like crowbars and broken glass and stuff that's all been held above the door. And the rope goes down to then like bed sheets that have been tied around a whole bunch of knives that are all scattered around the inside of the door, and the rope is attached to the one that goes up to this giant object. You can smell just this pungent smell of oil, and there's just like a glisten across most of the rest of the floor. It looks like a royal disaster. I'm sorry. On top of the bag, there's also just a plain steel bucket, precariously balanced.
Candle.
I'm sorry. There are also. God damn it! There are caltrops scattered around in the oil, and then right at the edge of the oil, right near where the group is, there's this. It looks kind of like somebody made a can of Play-Doh, but you can still see all of like the finger marks, so it's like ribbed, and it just looks like somebody took like 40 candles, smashed them together, and then just created an awful, grotesque stack with just this little wick sticking out the top, and it's not lit at the moment, but it looks like if you just tipped it over, it would go straight into the oil and light it on fire.
I have never been prouder of anything in my life.
We
Talia, don't
like it?
This is lovely. It's fruit. It's vanilla. I haven't drunk in a longish amount of time, and this is
okay.
Oz,
Clearly,
one second.
no, thank you, Miss Show.
Sorry, real quick, I forgot the best part. There's a string attached to the stone above the door, and dangling from the string is a book that's just kind of dangling there right in the doorway.
it just got better.
Oz will see you be surprised and like have no idea. He'll run up to you and like grab you by the scruff of the neck and walk you around, and with like can't be described but nothing else but like childlike enthusiasm tell you every part of the trap and like show you everything and be like, Ma did that part. She did a really good job about that part. This part is like the really heavy rock, and the rock falls down, and the rock falls on top of, and like it's like this whole like crazy wave of like childlike enthusiasm.
Talia, you understand very, very little of it. One, because he's talking really quickly, and also because you're not sure, but it sounds like his tongue is numb. So like this, and you kind of the big rock, and he doesn't seem to be aware of it.
All right. Okay, a couple of observations. First of all, I'm in the wrong line of work, clearly.
And great.
I thank you, Miss Show, but I shouldn't in my current state. It would not be wise.
Food. We all need food.
Hold on. This, I think, Oz, you were. I appreciate that you kept trying. I'm sorry I couldn't give you any attention that I needed, and clearly, you all needed a lot of attention that I was not able to give you. All right. Okay. So this is lovely. Oh, thank you, Miss Show. Yes, I'll take that, and I'll just take it out of her hand and like put it somewhere else.
Can Oz reach it wherever she puts it?
Just like, pass it off.
Stopper to this flask. Because if stopper's going in, it's going in my.
This is a stop on this flask sort of day. Let me cook you something, dearie. You must be.
Like Talia, you take the drink and you try and set it away from you, and Oz like reaches around you and tries to take it from you. You see that? You just kind of take it back away, and then
Stop it. Does someone care to enlighten me?
All right. So this is our group project from the last 2 days. You may have noticed we were getting a little bored, but
Yes, I can see that.
our friend eventually exits the maze, unless, of course, have him do that under our own power. But this will stand even if we leave. He will exit the maze and meet this absolutely unholy monstrosity.
Indeed. How? If you could please say the word dialect for me, Mrs. Mayweather.
Dialect?
Yes. How does her speech sound?
I only drank the first one.
Yes, you're also very small, and your metabolism is significantly faster.
I'm feeling great.
For the record,
I had one drink. It was awesome. It tasted like raisins, and it was so good.
Talia, give me an insight check.
Okay.
I feel great. This is fabulous.
That's a dirty 20.
Pretty 20. She's definitely had something, but that's not it.
Does
There
she
is
look
something-
different?
There is something different about her. She's perkier. She's a little bit more kind of excited and outgoing, much less reserved, and that's not entirely due to the alcohol that she's had. She also looks very different. Lot like the crow's feet around her eyes, kind of a lot of the kind of the wrinkles on her face have smoothed out a bit. Not a whole lot, right? They're not gone, but it's less like old grandma that you see a few times, and more more matronly, more like, I don't know, yeah, older than, you know, kind of your mom, but not quite a grandmother, right? She's kind of in that in between space. And I forgot the other part of what I was going to say. So we'll go with that for now.
Well, you certainly look sprightly, Mrs. Mayweather, or perhaps you don't mind so much. Well, we'll talk about that later. All right. So clearly you've been busy. This trap is, can I just ask, is it meant to take him by surprise?
Well, but doesn't. There are several levels of surprise in it.
It's foolproof. If he sees it, it doesn't matter. If he sees it the second time, doesn't matter. If he sees it the third time, it doesn't matter. He's dead. There's no way he sees it every time. It's foolproof.
He's gonna die for sure.
So I think you all have done a wonderful job, and honestly, I'm very touched that this has mattered so much to you, but well, it's lovely. It's perfect.
Can I inside check her?
You don't need one.
It's definitely not perfect.
She's humoring you so much.
You lovey.
Jenny, I can say for both Oz and Nick, this became less about Kelfir and more about the trap.
Kelfir, who's Kelfir?
There's a wizard? What? I don't know.
Is D, if not completely ignoring the objective
Exactly.
and do something silly and fun.
Exactly. All right. Well, Liliana, you said you had a drink that tasted nice, because I
It was
feel like
delicious. Yeah.
whatever was in the flask that Miss Show handed me didn't smell particularly. It looks suspect.
Yeah,
It's gonna blow your mind.
Starlight.
Sure, I'll try some of yours. Thanks.
Okay, I have her. I have my flask.
I start preparing like food for you because you're doing this on a 2-day empty stomach. Whiskey.
Well, I've eaten the food that Oz gave me, a day and a half ago or whatever. So
Okay, good.
You do have 2 levels of exhaustion on you.
right. So I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not going to be moving very quickly. For a while, I could really use a rest.
Sorry, we got time. We got time. See, we have an elaborate trap and everything. We got time.
Right. I do need to send a message. I should have done this sooner, but I was so worried that the thing might blow up. So, shall I send a message to the commandant and just see if I'm teetering on the edge of indecision here, because the commandant told me I wasn't allowed to disclose things that I read in her office. But there's one thing in particular that I read in her office that has just been niggling at the back of my head for probably about 17 and a half days or so. And that is that she was asking the High Chancellor.
The second you talk about breaking an oath.
I'm not saying this out loud. This is Jenny to the DM.
Oh, okay, got it. All right.
So she had sent that letter to the Chancellor, basically saying Worcestershire is a lost cause. Get us the fuck out.
You had actually seen multiple Like that had actually been an exchange between her and the chancellor.
Okay. So yeah, that has been something that's been eating at my mind. So without disclosing those sorts of details to the group, I'll just say, I'm not sure, maybe when we failed, they may have left. So I should maybe send a message and see if they're still there. Right?
That seems very sensible. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm rather pleased. I was on board with this mission, I will confess. But I am rather pleased that we did not put the only transport to Oshur in the hands of the Empire for perfectly not our fault reasons. However, I would like to return to camp and consider it, shall we say, a lost cause to continue as we are now.
All right, Vera. We can discuss perhaps later what your problem with the Empire may be.
Of course.
Also, as a side note, Joshua, the letters that I sent you, I was missing that session after I sent them to you, but it was my intention that I had left those behind to be sent should the ship go.
Yeah.
Has that
yeah, both you and Vera have
Okay.
left letters behind for them to send back to Westersha.
Okay, I just want to make sure that was a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will sit down and pull out Sam Bohane's candles, and I think I still have 2. And I will send a message. I did prepare ahead of time. I have it. So I will say we're trapped in Wizard's Tower for 2 weeks, but managed to forestall massive explosion. Apologies for failure of ship mission. Returning soon. Need Garrett.
The letter disappears. You wait a minute, reappears, right, with your writing on top and then kind of the response at the bottom.
Okay.
And the response says, assumed dead. Is Wizard Tower a threat? If possible, return to camp.
Okay. I will respond assumed nearly correctly. Yes, potentially. And must rest. Return tomorrow. Send escort, question mark?
I'm sorry?
Send escort, question mark?
So the response then is expecting you tomorrow. Can eliminate threat, question mark. And that's it.
Okay. I will respond threat not imminent.
Okay, so real quick, you're on your 3rd use of the candle.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And then that's it, right?
I think you had 2 candles, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this one is actually gone. And after this message, I think you'll have 1 left on the other.
Okay. But she asked a question. I hate it when they do that. It's like when you leave a voicemail for someone and then they call you back and they leave you a voicemail, but they have a question that doesn't answer your question.
Damn that military commander trying to gather in pertinent to her mission.
I will respond not imminent threat.
except for Kelpier.
Yeah. But the trap will take
However-
care of him.
However, we can take care of him.
Yeah. Not imminent danger. Looking for wizard. Talk tomorrow. End.
Okay. Okay.
Over and
No
out.
response. Yep. No response. All right. So you have one use of candle left.
Okay.
Okay. So you know, I guess that the Vremens are at least within range of the candle, and it sounds like they are still in their camp.
Okay, that is a relief. I am going to look around at everyone, and I will hold out my hand to Vera and say, "The orb, please." Thank
I'll give
you.
it to you.
I'm going to bed.
We'll talk in the morning.
Yes.
I will like curled up next to Talia so I can also watch the orb.
So where are you guys bedding down? Where have you been sleeping during these days?
I would go into the bedroom because it's probably cozy.
So when you've been keeping a watch though,
Oh no, I've been sleeping outside the door.
outside the door?
Yeah, outside the door that Kelpier would come out, or in that central hall, in that central room.
They're in the waiting room area, not in the tower room area.
Okay, so you're sleeping inside the door.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's sleeping on the inside of the door that Kelfier's going to be on the outside of.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Outside the door. Yeah, it means outside the tower. I was confused. Okay. So you're
So I
Are you
would
gonna-
actually be in the main room where the circle is. That's where I'm going to go make myself a nest.
okay. So Vera, are you abandoning your vigil or are you staying up here on the upper level?
I have the orb, but I'm keeping one eye peeled, and I'll sleep in the waiting room.
Okay.
Curled up like a cat on the armchairs so that I can look around the armchair and shoot.
Okay. So I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying it would be a nice homage if you like pulled a Pippin and like went to the wizard and stole the orb.
I have always been a very light sleeper. I was very clear about that in my backstory.
All right, you guys bed down for the night.
I will hear our freaking trap go off. That will wake me up.
I'm pretty sure that the Vremens are gonna hear your freaking trap go off.
What Talia was
Yes.
going to ask the group but decided not to was, okay, look at me. Do you guys think I'm stupid? Okay, now imagine 3 times my intellect coming towards that.
But he's also crazed with hunger and slightly insanely carrying these wands and staffs and is desperate, so you never
That's
know.
true.
He's carrying a pack, so he's super laden down. He's really tired. He's really exhausted. He has no chance against this thing. Like
Uh-huh.
he has to beat 4 tiers of a trap. Well, completely, I mean, essentially immobilized. Like this dude is shuffling through the halls. He's dead. He's dead. I'm sorry. He's dead.
All right, you guys bed down for the night.
I will
You
pray
wake up.
first.
You're going
That's
to pray
the new
first.
thing now, yeah.
Okay. You spend some time in prayer, and at some point during that, you just kind of nod off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll meditate.
You are meditating. Okay. Give me a wisdom check.
Oh god, I've been doing so well at these. Yeah, told you.
12. Okay. Okay. Liliana, anything you're doing as you go to bed?
Oh heck no, I'm just crashing. I'm like, well, this is how it's gonna be tonight. Just going to bed.
Shoji?
I am just enjoying the drunken state and sleeping it off.
Okay. You're buzzed. You just you fall asleep in one of these nice chairs that are garish and hideous, but actually extraordinarily comfortable. I will say, Oz, over these days, would you have been so bored that you would have picked up a book?
Well, it seems like most of at least one of the days was completely devoted towards this trap. I will say, if Oz left to his own devices for literally longer than 20 minutes, yes.
So what you discovered is that all of the books in this waiting room disappear after about a minute, unless you're sitting in one of the armchairs. You discovered, right? You kind of brought the armchair over to the shelf so that you could kind of basically grab the book, read it for a minute, disappear, grab it again without getting up. But it actually doesn't appear as long as you're sitting in the chair. And the chairs themselves, showed you, are actually quite comfortable.
That's great.
Okay. You guys bed down. You wake up the next day refreshed, well rested, except for Talia. You are down to 1 level of exhaustion. So I think that's just disability on or advantage on ability checks, not disability on advantage checks.
It is now.
So your trap has not gone off. So what would you guys like to do?
Well, first of all, where is the old master and what's he up to?
He is. Oh, it's a good question. You can actually monitor him.
Yep.
Give me an insight check. He is wandering through hallways. 2 guys behind him carrying big packs. And he's still
2 guys.
Still 2 guys.
18.
He's almost got it.
Okay.
You start to hear him muttering like calculations and patterns that you recognize from Vera's knitting, and from what Liliana was describing. He is getting very close.
All right.
What if we shake the orb? Like, does it reset it? Can I take the orb and shake it?
You take the orb and shake it.
And check him again and see if he lost it. Did he lose it?
No.
Give me
Didn't
an
lose it.
insight check.
That's not how magic works, Oz.
A 12.
12. It does not seem to have messed with him much. Talia, real quick. Actually, give me that insight skill with disadvantage.
Oh, right.
Also, give me your divination rolls. So let's start with the insight.
Well, that was a natural 20, so it's
Okay, cool. Good. It's always awkward. It's always awkward retroing things that you guys like, information that you now know.
So
You're
that's
fine. So a natural 1 and an 8.
okay. I got bad luck for other people today, guys.
Oh my God, yes.
But I need to see him.
And given what you know, today is probably going to be a real good day for that one.
Yeah, today's probably gonna be a good day for bad luck to happen. Okay, so he is close to figuring it out. I feel slightly better than I did yesterday. I still don't feel great. I've never done something like that on my own before. Well, of course, I wasn't on my own, but the mother's not speaking to me at the moment.
Oz would say something to you about, like, see, that's what a fucking wizard does. Like something like that. About how what you just did was like, that's what a wizard does. And like, that's all. There wouldn't be more than that. But something similar to that. Like about as small of a level of affirmation as you could assume. That's what he gives you.
I'm digging for it. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks,
Very
Oz.
proud of yourself, Talia dearie.
Well, it could have been better, but at least with the mother's
Probably
guidance,
could have
I
been
was
better.
able to not blow it up in our faces. So there's that. So here's the question then for everyone else who clearly probably feels better than I do. He's very close to discovering his way out and finding it anyway. Should I just bring him out? I can.
The trap is ready.
I don't know. I don't know if I can, though.
Oh, I'll help you out.
Miss Show,
Bring
you're
it.
always so eager to help me with any of the decisions that I feel are somewhat immoral. You're always very eager to offer to make those decisions for me. And
Yeah, well, somebody has to make them. I mean, I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
He's just so
while
generous.
I appreciate that, I feel a slight responsibility for your spiritual development.
Spiritual development?
Perhaps.
Oh, Talia.
And then about that time, I'll realize that the commandant didn't actually respond to my comment about Gerd.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Well, I suppose I know from what I have been through the past 2 days that it is more important than ever that he not be allowed to interact with that device. What is there? You're back, Grace. I was like, something is badly wrong with Grace.
That looks really weird. It's like you had a face on a face on a face on a face on a face.
Oh,
5
dear.
minutes and not following the conversation.
Oh no.
My internet's fault.
So I will just say to the group, what would you have me do?
Let's kill
I'm
him.
going to kill him as soon as he comes out.
Are you asking us again, after all of this, what we would do? Talia,
No, one
what
thing that
would
wizards
you do? Why would you ask us?
I
What would you
leave,
do,
Oz.
Talia?
I would leave, and I might be wrong. I
Then
would
be
leave
wrong.
him.
Leave him. Be wrong. There's no way he's surviving that trap.
I wish I could do that.
The trap, which, by the way, you guys cannot leave without setting off.
That was wonderful.
It's going to be glorious.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You guys, in order to get to the mechanism, you have to wade through a large portion of the floor, which is covered in oil and caltrops. And after you're all slick and covered with oil, then you have to climb up a scaffolding to release a bunch of things.
Sorry, everybody's frozen again.
Josh,
Oh,
Josh,
no.
all we have to do is set up a Tarzan rope swing at the same height and swing through the door. We don't have to touch the rope. We don't have to touch the door. We'll just go straight through it.
The way you set it up is when you open the door, the trap pulls it closed.
True. You're right. Okay.
Just
That's
to
the one thing
clarify,
we have to. Damn. Okay. We do
Yeah,
have to
go ahead, guys.
deactivate.
We gotta let him out.
I
and then we
think I
can
was
go.
envisioning this wrong. I thought there's the door that leads to the outside. There's this is a side door to the wall. It's not the door to the outside.
No,
That's a trap.
this is the door to the outside.
Because that's where he will come out when he comes out of the tunnels, is out. Wait,
I thought that the door to tunnels leads to the waiting room. This makes no sense.
So you guys are in the waiting room where you've built this trap. There
so
are steps that go to a higher level that go to a room that has a door that then goes down into kind of the real part of the tower. But
I'm
in
really
this
sorry.
room, at the bottom of the stairs, there is a door that leads directly to the outside. When you guys got out of the mysterious tunnels, you appeared outside the exterior door, and when you walked in, you were in this waiting room.
okay.
Oh, I did not.
The thing is, this trap has 4 phases, but there's a secret 5th phase, which is motherfucking Oz. I am the last phase. So when the trap goes off, fucking Oz is right there.
Okay.
That's the last phase.
All right.
I like this plan. This is a
Lost
good
your
plan.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I have something I have to deal with real quick. So what Talia will do is hand the orb to Liliana. And I'm going to say that the group needs to make this decision because I cannot have their blood on my head.
Okay.
And I have to make a phone call real quick. Hopefully I should be back in just a few minutes. We're working on a real estate deal and I got to get this done. It's got
Go for it.
So I'll be back.
It'll hopefully give Grace a chance to figure out what's going on with her internet here.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So Talia hands Liliana the orb. Liliana, you immediately know that you could let him out at any point. And Talia says, you know, essentially that I'm not going to have your blood on my hands. If you guys want to let him out, then we'll let him out.
My blood is the last thing on anyone else's hands. And I'll just draw my long sword and just be like, I'm fucking ready.
All right. I'll draw some of my components out. Like, all right, let's kill someone.
Let's kill someone.
You're pulling out components. And you're like, okay, this is for this spell. This is for this spell. Wait, that's whiskey.
The only 2 voices of reason left. Oh my god. No.
This is a confluence of ill fortune here. Okay, so Liliana, I assume that you also want to let him out.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I want to ask Ma first. What her opinion is, though.
That would be fantastic.
If she were here.
Ma is currently AWOL and figuring out her internet. Oh, there she is.
She's back. She's back. Oh man.
I have a serious.
This might
And now
cut out.
Julian has to grab different video and put it into the correct Twitch box. I don't know how it works.
Anytime. Sorry.
It's all right. I just
So-
have a very important question to ask you.
Hang on.
Very important question. Waiting.
Internet.
No, no, no. Oh no.
Oh, we're gonna die for sure.
For the time being, let's assume that everybody says, "Cool, we're gonna let him out and gank him." What preparations are you guys going to make other than this horrendous trap? And where would you guys like to be? And I'll go ahead and I'll share the map here.
Oh, we're terrible people.
As soon as I figure out how to share the map. Share.
Oh.
Okay. So this is what you guys are looking at.
Okay.
So the landing, kind of this landing right here, that's about 20 feet off the floor. Right? So these steps that curl up around the side of the room are rise a total of about 20 feet. You've got all the chairs lined up there. All the brown rectangles are bookcases. So starting at that door on the very south part, that first little dome there is that's basically the area of effect of both the knives coming up and the acid and whatnot coming down. And then the oil extends all the way out to that second one. So
I'd like to hide behind a desk and cast like our intent is definitely to kill this person, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we get to murder someone today. This is a murderous
right.
kind of friends.
Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, yeah, I would like to immediately cast inflict wounds
I'm
at
so
level
happy.
3. Yeah.
Oz will do whatever he can to very carefully wade through the oil and get right here by this bookcase, and shove it over so that it would block off an entire side of his exit from this rock.
okay,
So like when he comes out, he'll just swing the bookcase and just throw it and make a wall from which he can't escape on the right side.
So you want it to be able to hinge. So are you gonna move it to basically here?
I'm gonna hinge it. Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Okay. Is that where it's gonna stop? So you're just gonna move it to right there?
Okay, so my trigger will be as the daggers come up. So while the daggers are coming up and as the rock is falling, I'll hinge the door to block an escape. So
Okay.
he'll have to come from the left side.
Okay.
And I'll say, no, it won't stop there. It'll carry my weight with it.
Okay, so you're gonna swing it all the way in and hope like hit whoever it is.
Yes.
Okay.
As the daggers are coming up.
As the daggers are coming up. So basically, like as soon as you see the daggers clear the top of the bookcase and the other thing go down, you're slamming it shut. Okay. So you're holding that action.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to hinge it to where it's drawn. And then once it hits there, I'm going to push it over. So it's not going to swing and block the exit and like block the entrance. It's going to swing to that spot and then fall over.
Okay, and then tip it over. Gotcha.
Yes.
So you're holding that action. Shoji
Yes.
and Liliana, where do you guys want to be?
I want to be near the back, like the back wall.
Okay.
And I have to look at. Sorry, the map is covering my character sheet. I am going to cast Mage Armor on myself, kind of in preparation.
Okay.
And that's a first level, not a third level. And then I am going to hold. So this is the problem when most of your spells are fire spells and you're surrounded by oil. Not the best decision I ever made.
So Oz is in the middle of the oil.
Yeah.
Burn them all.
I'll go catch himself on fire. He doesn't give a shit.
I am. Let me just check this really quick to see if that's what I want to do. I am going to hold Phantasmal Force.
So real quick, on a spell, what happens is you have cast the spell and used the slot. And so if it comes all the way back to your turn and you haven't released it, you still lose the spell.
Oh, okay, then I'll probably just wait then.
Holding a cantrip really costs you nothing. Holding a spell slot is a little bit trickier.
Then how about I hold Acid Splash? Wow.
Hold Acid Splash. Alrighty.
Have we rolled initiative?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna see. Sounds like Grace's internet has gone completely kaput.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna see if I can get her on maybe Skype on my iPad so that I can at least, hopefully we can all hear her through the mic, and it's gonna be horrible, but it's also an important fight. And then hopefully I can also like move and show her the computer screen. So let's try this.
Well, if the internet's dead, you should use your phone call.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, you said Skype. Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, right. She wouldn't be able to use Skype. It would. Yeah. No, I'm smart. See, if we were in the studio, I could have just said, and let's go ahead and take a break.
I know, right?
All the voices of reason cut out at the worst time.
She's not answering, so I'll do what I think she would do. She's going to be probably, we're going to call it like behind this bookshelf right there. So she'll be behind the bookshelf. She will be holding a crossbow bolt. And Shoji, where do you want to be?
I want to be. Oh, sorry. I want to be. The place where Vera is. Can I fit in that? Like next to her?
Not both of you, no.
Okay. Yeah. Can I like move the other shelf there and like crouch behind it at the back wall?
So you want to be, you go ahead and move yourself. That's fine.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I want pretty much the same thing that Vera's got going on, but perhaps
so
just in the other corner.
You can move the shelf if you'd like.
Yes, that's what I'd like to do.
Okay. So you move the shelf basically to here. And you're behind it. And are you going to hold anything?
Yes, actually, I will hold inflict wounds at level 3, and just like the first person who comes through, like Kelfir. Kelfir is the one I want to cast it on. So I guess
the first
that's
person,
anyone.
like Sophia, for instance.
I'm pretty sure that inflict wounds is a touch spell.
Yes.
Ah, damn it! I forgot about
And again, if you are holding a spell with slots,
that.
and the trigger never happens, you lose the slot.
Yeah. Can you cast cantrip spells?
Cantrips are spells.
Oh, okay.
You mean
Can
not
I
cast them
cast?
spell slots?
Yeah.
No, you cannot use spell
Ah.
slot to cast cantrips.
Ah, damn it. Okay. Then, oh, damn it. Oh, can I hold a reaction?
So what you do is that's what basically everybody's doing. You are holding your action so that on when the trigger happens, you use your reaction to do the action.
Okay. If he tries to cast a spell, I would like to hold counterspell.
So you don't have to hold reactions at all.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Reactions are held for all intents and purposes.
Okay. Okay, I'll hold chill touch then.
Okay, so you're gonna hold chill touch. Now, when it happens and you cast chill touch, if you use hey, you have her.
I can fantasy grounds, but I can connect to the call.
Okay, that'll work.
Sorry.
I have one question for Vera.
Yes.
Well, for Josh and for Vera. Is this gold chair blocking her line of sight to this door?
No.
Okay. What if Vera just took the gold chair, put the back of the chair towards the door? She just gets a little bit closer and then sits in the chair and then leans over the top of the chair and fires just to get her a little bit closer.
Sure.
This is a very interesting situation I've returned to.
So are we I'm sorry, me too. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. So are we preparing actions then because we're getting a surprise?
Yes.
You and Talia, or sorry, you and Vera were gone. And so we didn't know if we were going to release Kelfir or not. So I just had these three tell me, if we release Kelfir, go ahead and give me your preparations now.
Right. Okay.
So what you're looking at is Oz is basically standing in the oil, waiting to take the bookshelf. And as soon as the trap goes off, he's basically going to swing it and then crash it down on whoever is that first one in.
Okay.
Liliana is standing in the back of the room holding Chill Touch.
No, acid splash.
Acid Splash. Shoji, you have 3/4 cover behind a bookshelf holding Chill Touch.
Yeah, I was totally.
Vera, I have you also in the back of the room. I guess you've taken one of the chairs, flipped it around, and you're basically now crouched down in it, firing over the top. You rolled a 20 on your stealth.
You guys roll better than me. You guys should just play me.
If that sounds fine, we'll go ahead and leave you there. Is there any other preparation you would want to take?
No, that sounds awesome.
Now, I will point out, okay, this will be your one tactical hint for the campaign. You're still level 5. We're still in kind of. You are about to fight a very powerful wizard,
Mm-hmm.
and all but one of you are clumped in a small space.
I am going to move.
That's all I'm going to point out.
Yeah, but counterspell.
Is there any way I can do more like crossfire?
If you can do what?
More like crossfire, as in be on the other side of the room.
Actually, you know what you could do? You could be on the top level, basically hiding behind the door on the landing above. So where you are is you're basically hiding behind the door. Behind you is the room with the couch and the chair and the whiskey. But you're basically hiding behind a door, peeking around it, and you are up above, and you can see basically the entire room.
Awesome. I will take Sniper's Nest then.
Okay.
And then
So you're up there.
And then I would like to get as far away from the door as possible and get any cover if that's going to happen.
Yeah, so we'll put you behind that bookshelf.
Okay.
Shoji and Liliana, you guys are standing basically right next to each other. Liliana, you're in the wide open, and Shoji, you've got 3/4 cover behind a bookshelf.
Can I get behind one of the chairs? Crouch
Yeah,
down?
you can crouch down behind a chair.
I'll crouch down behind a chair.
Do you want to be right there, or do you want to be over here?
Such a long process of moving me. My goodness.
Oh, is it still moving you?
Yeah.
I put you off to the side, basically at the bottom of the staircase, hiding behind the lavender chair.
Oh, yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just slowly going down. I was like, wow, this is a process to move me to one side of the room.
Sorry, Josh, because I'm a prepared from the whole list caster again. I'm just going to tell you the cleric spells I can prepare today. I get 2.
So whatever spells you would have had prepared are the same ones. Oh no, you just slept. I'm sorry. You did get a rest now. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
So I have Shield of Faith.
Okay.
And Bane.
And
Yeah,
Bane?
you do.
Yes. And then as a life cleric, I always have Bless and I always have Cure Wounds.
Yep.
Bless is very good against casters.
So no healing word.
No.
Okay.
Maybe drop Bane for healing word.
Bane's great, but before we do this, can we distribute the health potions?
That is an excellent idea because 3 of them are sitting in a bag of holding.
Yeah.
I have one of those fire giant strength. I have the fire giant strength.
You have one. Okay, I'll go ahead and give that to you.
So may I have one of those health potions?
Yeah.
Can I take one too?
So real quick, just in case anybody wants to know, you also have potions of freedom of movement, gaseous form, and invisibility.
And
Oh,
thunder resistance.
yanking that invisibility, y'all. Sorry.
We have 2 potions of invisibility, apparently.
You don't need the invisibility right now.
I don't right now, but I might need it later.
Okay.
You also have a potion of thunder resistance, poison resistance, and fire resistance.
I would know, Joshua, dealing with Kelfier as I did as his student, what his preferred element is. Because he hit me with that sort of stuff all the time.
He hit you with cantrips.
Right.
So you know he's got firebolt.
Mm-hmm.
You have never seen him actually cut loose.
Okay.
I wonder what level he is.
Way too high for us.
Think
He
about
was
that.
casting spells on the ship.
Is there no way we can just leave him in there forever?
That is true. You saw him use Finger of Death.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might have also seen him use Disintegrate.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And I think you probably saw him use Fireball.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, those are the ones that he dumped during the Kraken fight.
If he does any of those, counterspell him, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh, holy shit! Yes.
Yeah.
I want you to go into
save
this.
your 3rd levels for that show.
Yeah.
I want you to know going into this, Finger of Death is, I think, 7d10 plus 30.
Oh my gosh. What? He's going to be exhausted though, right? How points of...
That doesn't have any effect on his spells.
Yeah, that won't affect his spells, but perhaps we can roll.
Disintegrate is even worse.
Yeah.
Shit, no.
Disintegrate is if you fail your con save, you're dead.
Can
Oz
I
doesn't know
tell?
shit about any of this. Oz thinks that he's tired, so he can't magic. So
But
I'm gonna
Oz
hit it with
has
a book
seen
strap.
Talia magic when she is tired. That's what
Can-
Talia has been trying to say to all of you is you think I'm this powerful or this crazy or whatever. He's up here and I'm down here.
So this fight is up to you guys. Right?
Wait,
Kelfir is not breaking out in the next like 30 seconds.
But he will break out imminently. We can't just
He
leave.
will break out imminently.
Is there any way we can use that thing to trap in there forever, like, or until he dies?
As far as you know, like you get trapped in there, and then there's always a chance to break out, or you can be let out.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it doesn't work the other way.
Knowing what I knew about handling the orb thing, do I know if I get to choose which targets can be released?
You do.
Just him.
Yeah. You can choose which ones to release.
It's a good idea.
Should have thought of that sooner.
That could be critical.
It really could. Yeah.
Liana, darling.
Sorry,
I'm
my
gonna
mic
give
was
you my
on.
ball
Yes.
back, please.
Hold it a little bit. Are you sure? Because I've been taking
Uh-huh.
really good care of it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You are a treasure. Thank you.
Fine. You're
Gimme.
welcome. I give it to her.
I look into it and I focus on, he has 2 attendants remaining.
Yep.
But if you let them in, they're gonna set off our trap.
Yeah, we should leave them in there for now, deal with Kelfair, and then maybe deceive them if we don't die, you know, if we kill Kelfair, we let them out and say, oh no, he died. Sorry.
Why don't we just let them
That
out
is
somewhere
true.
else?
If we don't let them out, then they can't help him.
Hmm.
I'd say just isolate
But-
him.
Talia would like the thought of getting to rescue them from him.
Well, yes.
Yeah,
She's gonna like that thought a lot. Like that is gonna be her main thing right now. She just realized, oh, I get to choose who comes out.
But what I'm saying, leave them in there for now. We get rid of him, bring them out, and they're fine.
This is rescuing them. Like there's like now that we've set this trap, the only way to save them is to kill Kelfir first. There's literally no way that they get saved otherwise.
Yeah, because they will set off the trap if they come. Because where they're gonna
Yeah.
come, they're gonna need to come through the door.
oh,
In
I'm so
order-
excited to see what happens.
Actually, in order to save them, we have to kill Kelfir now.
We just have
He's
to.
not-
We have no choice. It's not.
Liliana,
Yeah.
so I need you to promise me something.
Okay.
You see these 2?
Yeah.
They stay.
In the ball? In the orb? All right.
He's the only one that you let out.
I'm the one who gets to let him out. You're not going to let him out?
Darling, we've had this conversation. I can't do that. It's up to you guys to decide if that's what you want to do, because I don't want anybody's blood on my hands. I will support you in whatever decision you make, but it's up to you and the group. And I know Oz is spoiling for a fight. So,
Vibrating.
but those boys are innocents. They stay.
Fine.
I
Good thing I'm used to having blood on my hands.
believe you, Liliana.
Thank you.
All right, I'll give it back to her.
Okay. All right. So, what's the plan, friends?
No clumping.
Don't die.
I've got the map up now, so now at least I can see it.
Oh, you're in. Oh,
Um,
good. Okay.
My plan will be to cast Oh, he has to make a charisma save. Okay.
Does he have a high charisma?
So where
Um,
where? Sorry,
Jenny,
on
if I may, since he's a spellcaster, we're gonna have to save. You should focus on giving everyone bless versus baning him, because
That's true.
no one else gives him saves, versus he's going to make all of us save. So we
That's
should
true.
all have bless.
That's true.
on the map, where is the door that he's coming in?
Very bottom, south,
Very- Okay,
6 o'clock.
I'm up the stairs. All right.
So in the opposite of what I just said, in Oz's way, he's gonna say, when you say what's the plan, he's gonna say book, dagger, boulder, bucket, oil, bookshelf, and that's it. And then he's gonna say Oz. Never mind. Oz is the last thing he says.
Does he keep saying this as like a mantra to himself?
No, he just like that's his response. And he's like he's
Okay.
holding he's got one hand on the bookshelf and one hand on his long sword, and he's just like that wild look in his eye is back. Like
All right.
Everybody
cast-
know what they're gonna do then?
I will hold bless for when Liliana decides to let Kelfir out on let's see, I can upcast it. How many of us are there? There's 5.
There's 5 of you.
Yeah. I'll burn it at 3rd level.
Okay, 3rd level bless, and so you are
On everyone.
all blessed.
Yep.
Okay, so Oz, you're holding bookshelf. Liliana, Liliana, you're gonna have to use your action to release him, so you cannot hold.
A cantrip?
No, you can't hold an action because you're gonna have to use your action.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm sorry. I've been playing a high-level spellcaster, so when you said Oz, you're holding bookshelf, that just made me really realize my character's abilities. It's like you hold this spell, Nick, you're holding bookshelf.
Last question. With no effort from you guys, this room is utterly black.
Oh,
So, how would you like to illuminate or not illuminate the room?
Bookshelf's glowing.
I thought
From
they
light.
had a candle that was lit.
We have a
As
lit
part of the
candle
trap.
and the book is glowing.
can we have torches?
Okay, so there's a lit candle that's
And the
basic. We'll call this right here, just that little circle there. That's the candle.
Remind me, what is Kelfir? Can he see? Does he have dark vision?
He's an elf.
So does he have dark vision?
No, he has the
Yeah.
same that we do. That I do. He has a low light vision.
Okay, so I would
Unless
argue,
he casts dark vision on himself, which he totally could have done.
we do the similar thing as we did with those ghouls, where we try and light him up, but we do not light ourselves up.
Wait, so if we just light all of our torches, put them in the sconces, he's coming from a dark tunnel to a really bright room, which will give another level of him not being able to see.
No, he's coming from that tunnel to outside the tower. At which point he could walk away, or he could open the door and walk into this room.
We walked right into the waiting room. We didn't walk outside the tower.
You guys appeared right outside the door.
This is where I was confused as well.
No, we didn't, because Oz started eating the desk while she went and picked for berries. We weren't
Yeah,
outside.
we had to go outside.
We did not go outside. We were inside the waiting room.
Vera, when you guys were in this room, Vera had to open the door and walk in and come across you guys.
Yeah, but we walked into this room, and then Vera had to walk back out to go check. So we walked into this room.
But before, you walked into this room through that south door, which goes right to the outside.
Question.
But he's coming from the labyrinth to in the room.
No, when you guys left the labyrinth, you appeared outside of the door to the tower, and you opened it and walked into a different waiting room than the first one that you had walked into. Then the door closed behind you, and you guys were all standing there, and then you heard the door open, and Vera walked in because she also appeared outside and had to open the door and come into where you guys were.
Okay.
I totally
My
thought that
memory was that we just found a door, we opened the door, and walked into this from the end of the labyrinth. We never like walked out of the labyrinth directly to outside the tower. We would have had to cross through a threshold to go into this waiting room. So from the labyrinth, we went from the labyrinth to. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That is correct. I just remembered Vera having to open the door, and I thought she was outside. No, you're correct. You opened the door from the tunnel into this.
So what I was saying is, if we light this room really brightly, he walks out of the really dark labyrinth or whatever light spell he's using, which he's probably not because it's a first level spell slot and he doesn't have a lot of those. And as he walks into this like really lit room, it's another level of him being blind. So then the trap works even better because you walk from a super dark labyrinth to a super bright room.
that's true.
So
The glare,
we
man.
put torches everywhere. Does that make sense? I don't want to railroad anything, but I think I got it. I don't know.
So I started to cut out right. My internet, sorry, started to cut out right when I was going to clarify. I have the exact same misconception about how this all worked, because I thought there's this waiting room. There is a doorway to the outside. We came in. This is when we first came in. There was a hall down one end, stairs up to the top.
So
I wandered.
I'll stop you right there. The first tower that you guys walked into was different than the real one.
Oh.
When you guys walked in, right, everything was dark and slimy and broken and whatnot, and you guys ate a table and Vera wandered down a hallway and blah, 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 blah. Okay. When you got out of the tunnel, right, that tower was false. When you guys got out of the tunnels, you walked into the real waiting room, which, while dark, was clean. Everything was in order. It didn't look broken down and dilapidated, right? There were cracks in the walls. There were no hallways to the side. There was just the door that you walked into this room from, and then there were two staircases that go up to a landing that lead to the rest of the tower.
So to clarify what happened, we escaped from, say, Group A, which was you guys, found your way out of the tunnel, and I thought you walked into the waiting room from the tunnel.
Yes.
And then there was a separate door to the outdoors that eventually you took.
No. The door, so Vera, when you guys walked, you opened a door from the tunnels into this room, closed the door, and then when you opened the door again, you were looking to the outside.
Okay, because that is messing me up, because I thought you were setting a trap outside of the door to the tunnels, not to the only door.
No, you have no idea where the tunnels are.
Yes, that's what I didn't get, and I might not have done the tunnel thing if it blocked our only exit out of this tower. But beside the point, too far along.
Oz, I think, would have.
Yes, I was.
Okay. So are we letting him out, or are we doing? Oh, I'm sorry, illumination. So what? Yeah, what are we doing with illumination? Because currently the only light is a candle.
We have
Also the torch.
Did you guys cast candle on the book that's hanging over the doorway? Okay. So one of you has candle cast on the book, so it's glowing a bit.
Because we have two options. We either do Oz's plan, which is light this place up, and then we see everything, but he also sees everything. Or we do what we did similar to the ghoul thing, which is you light one of my, you cast candle on one of my bolts. I shoot him and then we know where he is, he does not know where any of us are. And we keep him in the dark, but he's lit up.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with either.
Sure.
If we light up the whole room, he won't know where we are because we're all hidden still.
But this means that we have advantage on staying hidden. So if one of us needs to hide again, he's not going to know how many of us there are. He's not even going to know it's us.
You're right. Actually, I like the bolt thing. The thing is, you have to hit him.
True. Or even if I don't hit him, I got to stick it in something else that illuminates at least where his silhouette is.
Yeah, I think that it's best if we operate under cover of as much darkness as we can. I have personal reasons for that.
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
don't want to be recognized.
All right.
Yeah.
Immediately look up, hopefully. He'll be distracted by book and candle before he sees my light. And I'll fire as soon as I see him.
All right.
With my
So
dark
the
vision.
problem is that we lose the glowing book because she has to cast candle or light.
It's
one
not
of the.
concentration.
Oh, but don't you? You can only have one of those though.
Oh, that's true.
But you've got multiple spellcasters, and each of you has it.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Never mind. We're good. Okay.
Okay. Because he'll know where I am because he'll see the light, but hopefully I'll hit him and then we'll hide and it'll be dark.
Yeah.
Which will be another distraction as a light is zooming towards him instead of the heavy rock. So.
Yes,
Right.
wizards are easily distracted, Oz.
Yes.
Interesting point that he will also probably be carrying a light, which will help me aim.
Yeah.
Well, we would know if he had a light.
Yeah. Does he have a light on in the orb?
He does not.
Okay.
So is he just
So
walking?
he's walking in the darkness.
Yep.
Okay. Even better.
Wouldn't be able to see us.
So a
just
light shooting at his face would be surprising.
Sure.
How the hell is he getting out of this dungeon if he's walking in complete darkness? Is he getting a disadvantage on his checks because he's in complete darkness?
Does he look like, as we're looking at him, does he look like he doesn't, as if he's walking blind, or does he look like he's walking in full light, even though he is in the dark?
Oh, he probably has dark vision.
Give me an insight check. Kieran.
Let me put away my battle map briefly. Insight. So is he acting blind or is he not acting blind?
You're not quite sure. He looks pretty hungry and tired. And so if there are any erratic movements, it could be attributed to that. You're not quite sure.
So he's not like, but okay, so he's not feeling along the wall.
He's not walking around like this.
Mm-hmm. He's not holding a wall.
He's not holding a wall, no.
Okay. So this might not work just fine, but who cares?
Yep.
This is tough because Oz knows nothing about spellcasters, and Nick knows more than he would ever like to admit about spellcasters.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great.
Okay. So we're keeping everything dark except there's candle on the book. There's a literal candle, and then there's candle on Vera's crossbow bolt.
Yep.
All right. Are we ready?
We're all gonna die, y'all. This is gonna be a blaze.
This is gonna be interesting.
Uh-huh.
We are gonna die for sure. It's fine.
But I'm going to declare it now that he gets a 1 on whatever save check he has to make to get in the door through the trap.
Okay, so
The boulder's gonna hit him.
That's what he's going to get the 1 on.
Okay.
But I have to be positioned in a way that I can see the door. So can I see the door from where you have me put?
From where you are right now, yes. You can
Okay,
see
because I have to be able to see him to change it.
Yep.
Okay.
Honestly, just give him the 8. Because there's no way he's going to be a 15 on his deck. He doesn't have a +7 to dex. He's a wizard. Just give him the 8 on the dex save.
Yeah, but he could fail really spectacularly in you guys' trap.
But like whatever save you use on like a spell thing, he might succeed because he's a wizard, but like he will fail on this dex save with an 8. This is hard enough that we need to metagame.
You guys have time to discuss strategy.
But isn't the first part of the trap a perception check just to see that there is one? Because if
Yes.
he's that would be great.
But will that happen on the other side of the door where he's out of my sight?
Yeah.
No,
Wait.
because the trap triggers after he opens the door.
It's not triggered by him opening the door?
No,
So
we made sure of that.
the way you guys described it to me, you open the door, which primes it, and then as soon as the door closes, everything goes off.
Okay.
As soon as the door is let go, it's pulled closed by the tension.
Yes.
Now, is the tension the bag of heavy things? Because if so, he's not going to be able to.
No, because then he wouldn't open the door. It's the
Right.
bucket of acid, which would make him think it's probably just a heavy door,
Gotcha.
but it's just a bucket of acid. So it's
All
like
right.
20 pounds of a suspension, but not the heavy bag.
That is clever, and I like it.
That's yes.
Yes.
Big brain.
Okay. So, Talia is holding
Bless.
Bless. Okay. Oz holds bookcase. Shoji holds chill touch. Liliana, you're not holding anything. You're gonna actually take the action. Vera is holding a crossbow bolt with a bright thing on it. Let me distribute. I'm just gonna write this down real quick. You guys have 4 normal healing potions and 3 superior. Talia has the 4 healing, and Liliana currently has all of the superior. Where do you guys want those?
Can I just have 1 superior? Because that would probably bring me up to 4.
Me too.
Okay.
I mean, I'm front lines and I'm going to be on fire. I'll take the other.
Yeah, you should have the other one.
You
I
also have potions again of poison, thunder, and fire resistance. If anybody wants one of those. So hold on. So Shoji
pushing
has a
those, guys.
superior. Shoji has one of the superiors. Vera has a superior. Oz, what do you have?
I have the fire giant strength and superior.
Give him the
Okay.
anti-fire as well, because he's front line, and if he's gonna fireball somebody, it's gonna be somebody on the bottom level.
He's not going to fireball himself.
But someone should have the anti-fire.
I will give Liliana one of my regular healing potions.
Okay, Liliana, you've got a reg. You've got 3 left.
Yep.
Talia, you're gonna hold on to the other 3.
Yeah. Right now.
And anybody want to do anything else with the other potions?
I'll take the fire one then.
Okay, Vera's got fire. Okay.
Question for using that. Does that have to be consumed before I'm on fire, or
Yes.
when?
No, I mean as soon as you drink it, the next fire damage you take will be resisted.
Okay.
Does anybody want a pregame? Okay.
Haven't we been doing that already?
you did do a little bit of that. It is 8 o'clock. Okay. So you will have one opponent. It is conceivable that we finish this in an hour one way or another. So we're gonna go ahead and do this tonight.
You guys,
Right.
healer, protect the healer with your life.
So you're going to go ahead and do that. I'm sorry, Liliana. It's whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm going to look at everybody and go, okay, y'all ready?
You
Kill him.
You look into the inky blackness around you in which you can see none of your friends.
This is
I'll
for
take
you.
that. Yes.
Wait, I'd like to shout, let's get him.
I will.
My holy symbol that I stole from Garrett inadvertently, and I will whisper a prayer and make sure that everyone in the party is blessed.
Okay, so you're gonna cast that before it happens.
Yeah.
Okay,
It lasts for a
everybody's
minute.
blessed. You are concentrating. Okay, Talia, give me a fear of Kelfir roll.
I thought you were going to ask me. So
Can
we
I-
talked about how D100s don't really work here very well. So I'm going to roll the 10s first.
Okay.
So that's the 10s. And this is not looking good for me.
Nope.
So that's a 20.
Give me a wisdom religion check.
And I yell down there, courage.
It would be so much better if I could just roll religion. Because wisdom is not great for me.
Yep, but this is not about recalling information. Okay. You are afraid of Kelfir.
Duh.
You cannot willingly move towards him, and you will have disadvantage on attack rolls against him.
Well, that's fine because I wasn't planning on making any. Sorry, guys.
Just keep us up.
Heal us, yeah.
Liliana, you release Kelfir.
Yes, but not the other two people. But
Good.
Kelfir, yeah. I'll let them out later when we're done with
I'm
Kelfir.
now forgetting everything that happened over the course of the last 2.5 hours. I am being Kelfir, brilliant, genius, arrogant as hell,
Very tired, exhausted.
tired.
Enchanted.
Dying slowly.
The first indication that you have that Kelfir has been released is you hear muffled and through the door, "No! Where'd they go? No!" And you hear an impact of something on the door.
Man does not have good emotional regulation.
Yeah,
Good.
that sucks, huh?
There is a silence. For a good minute or so. So those of you who are holding spells and whatnot, you're just basically re-holding them. Talia, if you'd like to hold another spell, because you've cast Bless.
But it's concentration for a minute. So
Oh, Bless is only a 1 minute?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I lost that.
So that goes.
That was a 3rd level down the tubes. Okay.
Did you want to hold something?
Hold bless until you see him.
Yeah. But then I could still lose it.
At least
Right,
we have
you still cast the spell,
Right.
and you're just holding on to the energy.
Oz has nothing to add. So
Liliana's holding acid splash.
It's
I'll
pretty
just-
much just Talia, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just wait.
Okay, not holding anything.
Nope.
You hear the doorknob slowly turn, open just a crack.
And he gets a 1 as soon as I can see him.
Yep. He sees nothing off or strange about what he's walking into
the bait.
at all. He is going to make an Arcana check. He
Nothing
is
matters.
It doesn't matter what he rolls because he sees absolutely nothing magical, I guess, except he has disadvantage because he's exhausted. Cool. That's cool. So he sees the book in front of him. He sees, I guess, the books on the shelf that Shoji's hiding behind and the ones near him. and he steps forward and lets go of the door.
Yes.
The door slams shut. Knives go flying upwards. Heavy weight and acid goes flying downwards. Now he needs to make some dex saves.
But I don't care if we die. That was
He gets an 8 on his first one.
He gets a what?
He gets an 8 on his first one.
You can only use that once per round.
Oh, once per round. Okay.
again. It's okay.
So, first dex save. Cool. You can all see him because he stepped in and reached for this book. So he's in this 10 feet of dim light. And a lot of things are going to happen at once. Vera, give me just a straight crossbow bolt shot. Never mind, you have dark vision because of your goggles. So he is not in dim light for you, and that is an advantage shot.
Okay.
Sneak attack.
This is going to be +7 to this roll. Yes, it's 18 + 7.
Holy crap.
Sneak
So
attack.
25 to hit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely.
6 + 4 damage.
You are just outside of 30 feet.
Oh,
Shit.
kill the field. But I'm also hidden from him.
Wait, hold on. Oh,
He
that's
also
right.
didn't roll at advantage.
That's right. You're stealth, so never mind. He can't see you at all. Okay. Oz is hiding behind a bookshelf. Good.
Oh, she did
Nobody
roll
else
advantage.
was
Never mind.
stealth, but nobody else. Actually, other people are rolling attack rolls on him. So,
Can I
yeah.
can I roll damage?
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. Shoji, you and Liliana can both roll your things with disadvantage.
It's that damage +4, so 17 damage.
He has to make a
17.
dex save for mine.
Oh, it's a dex save for him? Okay, so this will be the dex save against your spell. Oh, it was a 17, and then it was a 10. So 12.
Doesn't
dex-
yeah, that doesn't do it.
No, this was against Liliana's spell.
Yeah. And he's gonna take 6 acid damage.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
16 will also hit, so Shoji, go ahead and roll the damage on Chill Touch.
Yeah.
All right, so he takes 17 and then 6 and then 6.
Yep. Hopefully he's a squishy wizard.
Okay, so you have done 29 points of damage to him.
And he's slipping on, hopefully.
I'm sorry, that's not quite true. Shoji, real quick, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, crap. Okay. Still.
Yeah.
Save. Oh, natural 20.
Natural fucking thing.
Yeah. Sorry, Katie. Awesome. Fantastic. Wonderful.
Has he taken any trap damage?
He is about to.
Oh, he's about to. Oh,
Yeah.
he's about to.
I
So
don't.
he failed the dex save against the weight and the knives. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Against the knives. Save against the weight. No. That's another 11. And we'll go ahead and then save as he tries to dodge out of the way against the caltrops and all of that shit.
Acid.
Okay, so here's what happens.
Yes.
I don't care if I die. This was worth it.
I love being in Kelfier's head at the moment because he spent, oh my God, time in the tunnels, finally got to the tower, all of his assistants dead or missing. I alone made it to the tower. Oh, what's this book? Ah! And then just everything goes to shit.
Oh, man.
All right,
Probably go with before the heavyweight.
yeah, so he grabs the book, looks at it, goes, shit, what the? As knives just go racing up, lacerating his body. He kind of twists to the side, going, just in time to see this weight come slamming down. He leaps forward as it slams into his shoulder. So like he dives head first, but the weight hits him such that he kind of corkscrews through the air, lands on his back on the caltrops, slides forward into the candle, which falls over, setting basically half of the room and Oz on fire.
He also got shot with a crossbow bolt.
I'm sorry. While he was like flying through the air and dodging, this spectral hand just like bitch slapped him in the face, and he took some necrotic damage. A crossbow bolt slams into his arm, and stuck through, and so now he carries this dim 10 feet of dim light with him as he like slides across.
And he got the bucket of acid on his head.
What is it? Oh shit!
Bucket of acid.
Oh my God!
Get him out.
He manages to avoid the acid.
But he doesn't manage to avoid my acid that hits him in the
Of
face.
all of the things in this room, the acid was I think the least damaging.
But then he also got hit with acid anyway, Josh, because I put acid splash on him, so he just got more acid.
Yeah. Holy shit! So now we're gonna roll some damage for the trap.
Oh yeah.
So, knives. Give me Vera. Just give me 2d4.
Okay.
Oz for the weight, give me 1d10. And then he'll take a d4 for moving through the caltrops. So that's another 2 from the weight. 6.
Can I add my strength modifier for how heavy it was?
2. And caltrops. Oz, you can give me another d4 roll though.
4.
There we go. Okay, so minus another 12, which means
That's it.
minus. All right, he has taken 41 points of damage.
And he's on fire.
Now we're gonna roll.
My
Well,
favorite
good.
part is that all this shit happens, and Oz just pushes over a bookcase on nothing because he's not there. I go, ah!
You swing the bookshelf over and then slam it down just in time to see the wizard kind of go speeding across the corridor.
And then I
Can
light
I
on
make the
fire and
initiative
go,
roll with disadvantage?
I'm sorry?
Can I make the initiative roll with disadvantage?
Why?
Because I'm scared of him?
Yeah, if you want to do that, go for it.
Can he, because he's on fire and has no idea he got hit by 5 traps?
And I mean, it's good for a healer to go later.
The amount of adrenaline that just shot through his system.
Yeah, I'm going with the disadvantage one. So
What is
15.
that, Grace?
Is he taking fire damage? Because he's also covered in oil.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, don't forget the fire.
Yeah,
He's on fire.
both Oz and Kelfir at the beginning of their turns will be taking fire damage.
I am only standing in something on fire. He is covered in oil.
Covered in oil.
Yes. And it's mostly consuming just the oil.
Sure. So it's only consuming him and my boots are on fire. I'll take the damage, but I'm just saying he should take more.
Sure. but I'm not going to rewrite the rules of a flask of oil at the moment.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Except, yeah.
No, George, do it right now. Rewrite all of your rules right now.
Yes, he's like half a Human Torch at the moment.
Nice.
So actually, at the moment, the entire room is, I'm going to say, is in bright light because half of it is on fire.
Yes. That would be fantastic.
He needs to roll initiative. I did not plug him into Fantasy Grounds, so we're just going to put an 8. Now, isn't there like a mage or something in the monster manual here? And then I'll just adjust some things. Mage. There is not. We'll make him a noble.
There you
Noble
go.
to drop him into initiative. With that, he needs to roll well on his initiative.
Nope.
You can do it. You can do it. All righty.
Jinx.
Do we have to roll initiative now?
Is he rolling? Is initiative considered an ability check?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
Shit.
So I would have had disadvantage anyway.
Oh, because you're exhausted.
Anyway. Well, shit balls.
So do we roll initiative now?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. So I just need Liliana. You're the only one left. I will tell you that Kelfier rolled an 18 plus on his first one, but he has disadvantage. He no longer has an 18 plus.
Well, I have a 17.
Vera, you're up first.
Go, Vera.
May
And Giselle.
I assume I've lost my hide. He can now see me.
You have lost your hide.
May I bonus action hide and shoot him again?
Give me a stealth check.
Okay. You stealthy stealth. Not good. 11.
Okay, you can go ahead and roll, but not with advantage.
Okay. Is a enemy of the creature within 5 feet?
The trap
What?
is.
Actually, sorry, I need to actually place him on the table here. Whoops. Okay, that's the model we're going with. He basically skidded all the way to right about there, and everything's on fire. So go ahead and roll. He is prone, so you actually have disadvantage on this shot. And before you make it, I would like you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Cool.
No,
Here's-
it's not. I'm sorry. Never mind. It has not been his turn. He does not have his reaction back. So go ahead.
Okay, so am I rolling with disadvantage, normal,
Straight, disadvantage because he is prone.
with disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay. But the sneak attack also is not only when I have advantage, but if he is within 5 feet of another enemy.
But
She is
having
not.
disadvantage on the attack roll cancels your sneak attack.
That is not actually true.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
No, the sneak attack says you do not need advantage if the
No,
target
But
is.
you do need to not have disadvantage.
Does it specifically say that? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter at the moment. She rolled a natural 1.
8.
Yeah, it's an 8.
Cool.
Tragic.
How could this go really wrong?
It could just backfire on me.
So 1, your crossbow is now damaged. So it's got a notch in it. It now does 1d4 damage.
Okay.
Until you can get that repaired. And yeah, we'll just say you miss. Nobody's really in the way enough that you would hit a friend. So
Cool.
okay, that was your bonus action and your action. You want to move anywhere?
No.
Okay. Liliana, you're up.
I'm gonna cast.
And
Was
then
it
Oz,
easy?
you're next.
I was like looking at all of mine, and they all have just like most of them are fire based, and we have 2 people who are in or on fire, and I feel like it's probably not a good idea right now. So I'm gonna do acid splash
Can't get
again.
worse. We're already on fire.
So he makes a dex save. What's your spell save DC?
15.
15. Okay.
Oh, he has disadvantage though, doesn't he?
Why?
No, it's a
Because he's
saving
exhausted.
throw.
It's a save, yeah, not an ability check. Although he is prone.
He is
He is prone.
Oh,
Does that give you disadvantage?
if you're prone, I think that's disadvantage on dex.
He's prone with a broken shoulder.
Prone. Disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Bring it.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's restrained. Disadvantage on attack. Yeah, sorry. No disadvantage. So he succeeds. So that is your action.
Yeah.
Any movement or bonus action?
Am I like within, can I get within like a line of him?
You are within a line of him. If you want to be in a line that wouldn't also, I think, hit Talia, you can move on to kind of the lower part of this step here.
Okay, I'll do that. I want to blast lightning in his face.
You blast lightning in his face. Uncon Dex.
Dex.
Oh boy.
He rolled a 1.
And no, I don't think that will save.
Damn it.
We just want him to get a turn, guys. That's all. Come on.
He
Give him a turn.
only needs 1.
No, no.
Let me check really fast. 2d6. Okay, so let me. Oh, whoops, that's just 1. Oh well, I'll just reroll. So you take 6 lightning damage.
6 lightning damage. Oh,
Quick question.
Which is half because he's raging. I'm trying to help you out here, Josh.
he is a little bit raging.
How is he looking?
Bath first.
Oh god.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, he takes 6 damage.
And
And half what?
how
He
does
wants
he
to know
look?
how he's looking.
Oh, really, 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 really angry. Like,
Nice.
he's really angry. Also, he just looks like shit because he's covered in oil and is bleeding from like 19 different stab and slashing.
Good.
And he's laying flat on the floor, a little bit stunned as you guys continue to rain punishment upon him. Oz, at the beginning of your turn, you take 5 points of fire damage because you are on fire.
Because you're on fire.
Because you're up.
And it is your turn.
Go Oz.
So I'm gonna run up at him, and he's going to see a crazy-eyed hobo. As I walk out of the inferno, I'm gonna walk towards him and go, "Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare!" And I'm just, I'm gonna take 2 long sword attacks at him at advantage because it's prone, right?
With advantage because he is prone.
Yeah. So, nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. Oh, that's
13.
rough.
13 does not hit. You slam it down kind of on his abdomen, just going to just chop through him, and you hear it cut through his robes and hit something metal.
Okay. Second attack. Damn. Yeah, worse.
Oh, that showed up as a natural 20 on my screen. That's too
I
bad.
think it's because the die kept rolling after it left the tray.
Oh, okay.
I saw a 22. I thought that was just.
I was like, oh, he's fucked. Okay.
I'll take the
so
20.
That also does not hit. Okay. You slam down twice and then go for the shoulder. It sounds like he's got some kind of chain underneath the robes, and that does not deal any damage.
Well, that's tough.
Do you want to do anything else with your movement?
I'm just gonna stand right over him, and like I'm literally just like he'll see the lower silhouette of me highlighted like one of those campfire, the shadows up, and I'm just holding a sword above him, continually screaming nightmare at him. Can I get an intimidation check?
You may have an intimidation check. And Nick, whatever you roll, I am intimidated. I want you to know that. Josh is intimidated.
I'm gonna use my strength actually. Sorry. So I'll use my strength modifier, so that'll be a +4.
Yep.
Man, I assume I would only use my strength modifier. No.
Nice.
Okay, this is creepy.
This is
I had
terrifying.
so many good rolls. Like, how was that so much better than my 4 attack rolls?
I
My
know.
nightmare roll. My beard is singed, and I'm just.
You're still on fire because you didn't put yourself out.
Oh no! Yeah.
Oz, I'll tell you this. You have successfully scared him and also successfully made yourself the center of his attention.
I don't give a shit. He's dead.
Talia, you're up.
I cast Sanctuary on Oz. Or not Sanctuary, no, I didn't prepare Sanctuary, I prepared Bane and said, I do the other thing, the Shield of Faith, that's what I meant.
Shield of Faith. So his armor class is increased by 2?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, Bless drops.
Yeah,
Bless
Bless
was
was
gone.
already dropped.
Oh, Bless was already gone.
Yeah.
Weren't you
Because-
holding it? Oh, no.
No, because I would have lost it again.
Yeah,
And that's
okay.
my 3rd levels. So yeah, I
Yeah.
cast Shield of Faith on Oz since I see where he is, and that's really scary to me. That is, I believe, a bonus action.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
If
But
anybody heard any of the talk about Oz from the other Remans, this is what they're talking about.
Nightmare.
So I can't, like, if I made attack rolls, it would have disadvantage on Kelfir.
Yeah, anything ranged, yeah.
So I will just shout out to Silhaloon and cast Word of Radiance. So he needs to make a con save.
You need to be within 5 feet of him for words of
Oh,
radiance.
that's right. I always forget that. Okay.
Well, when you sent me the spell, I looked at it and I was just like, this is the most overpowered like cantrip I've ever seen. Any number of creatures within the range is 5 feet. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, honestly,
It's
I
like
just was
math
going for something
8.
kind of flashy. That's all.
I'm excited. I am excited for the day that like a bunch of goblins like just dogpile Talia, and it's just like, oh god, she's gone, and you just see light start to like shine up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for that day, but it's situational spell.
Yep, and that's just all I'll do. I cast Shield of Faith on Oz, and that'll be it.
No action?
Yeah.
Okay. It is his turn.
Counter spell.
Can he see me?
He is
He's really mad.
entirely focused on Oz.
Sounds about right.
Sorry,
You guys are ringed around in his periphery. He is aware of you guys.
Nightmare, 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 nightmare.
If this is how Oz goes out, it's perfect. I don't even feel bad about it. Like
I'm sorry, Josh. One quick thing, because of the fact I am afraid of him,
Yep.
I can't move closer to him.
Correct.
But can I shout at him if I see that he's focused on Oz? Can I stay where I am and shout to try to distract him? Or is that going against my fear?
No, you absolutely can. What are you shouting at?
I will shout. Oh gosh, I should have thought of this ahead of time. Hey,
that's
you!
what she said.
This is your reckoning.
I'm sorry. I was laughing like as if that was the word.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm sorry. Hey, you. This is your reckoning.
No. Hey, do. This is your
I'm sorry.
reckoning.
Yeah. That's it.
Yep.
In a squeaky, terrified voice.
It does come out
It
high
starts
pitched
out strong, but then it kind of cracks at the end.
Mira is still
She tries to commit but can't quite.
Yeah.
Hello! This is your reckoning.
This is my recycling? What?
Wait, did Kelsey cast anything?
The DM is thinking. This is why the DM doesn't play spellcasters very often. Because he has all of us bugging him, and he's trying to pick spells.
Mood.
Great one.
Okay. All right. Talia. No,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna make a passion roll for him.
Thank you.
I just have
I
to
will
figure out
also say, as a matter of course, that I did not cast mage armor. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any of you guys have mage armor on.
No.
I do. I cast it beforehand,
Oh,
remember?
did, yes.
Josh, I have mage armor.
Divine light armor, sir.
Before I did anything, I said I cast mage armor. I even marked it off.
He's thinking too hard. This is not good.
I had identified the passion, and I was trying to figure out what happens if he succeeds or fails on the passion roll. And he's just gonna point his finger. He's gonna make eye contact with you, Talia.
With me?
With you, and he's going to say, "You made it. You must have found. Never mind." And he points his finger at Oz.
And I'll shout again. I know it's not my turn, but just trying to get his attention again. Sorry.
If it looks like he's going to cast a spell, I would like to go ahead and do counter spell.
Thank you, show. Oh my god. I wasn't gonna say it. I didn't want to break for the game. Oh man. Oh.
So I think the objective, intelligent thing to do here is that. Shoji, I need you to give me E20 roll plus your, is it intelligence? What's your spellcasting ability modifier?
She's a cleric, it's wisdom.
Let me see.
So don't roll it yet, because I got to figure out which of these spells he's gonna, or I know which spell he's gonna use, but
Spell attack modifier. Does
Not your spell attack modifier. So what is yours? Do you use wisdom or no? You use charisma for your spellcasting ability. Yes.
Yes.
So what is your charisma modifier?
+4.
Okay, so you're going to roll a d20, and you're going to add your spellcasting ability modifier to it. No
So it's a
proficiency, no anything else. It's a d20 +4.
Correct.
Roll high.
D20 plus 4?
Roll high.
I do not roll high.
Yeah. No.
Are you telling me
Okay.
him an 8?
It's not a contested
He
roll.
doesn't contest it.
It's a DC.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Okay.
Thank you, show.
I'm sorry.
Good try.
I do have
Wish I
the
still had
cantrips
less.
spare the dying, so
Yeah.
perhaps you
That's
want
if he
that.
doesn't turn me into ash.
That's a good point. Oh man, I just thought of something Show could do.
Oz, I don't think it's possible to survive this.
No, no.
It's 10d6.
Ah,
And must
What is your
lodge.
maximum hit points?
50. So I have 45 right now.
ah.
So even if he rolled the lowest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
But
6,
doesn't
7.
he get a con save?
On disintegrate?
Doesn't Oz get a con save?
Oh, it's a dex save. Oh shit! Oz, make a dex save and roll fucking high.
Is it a? Is he? It's not an attack roll. It's just a save, right? So he doesn't have disadvantage because he's on the ground.
No, it's just a save.
No,
Holy
this-
shit, dude, roll high.
Roll,
What about
Oz,
his
roll.
exhaustion? Is that-
Otherwise, you take 87 points of damage and you're dead.
No.
A beam of gray energy extends from Kelfir's fingertips, slams into Oz's chest, and you can see kind of the skin around it just starts to flake and turn to ash, and just that red, and he kind of freezes there, yelling, "Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare!" And he just, and as the fire continues to kind of rage, the rising heat just swirls his ashes up. So Talia, as you tried to distract him, Oz's ashes now just kind of blow up right in front of you as they go. That is his action. As a bonus action, he vanishes.
Oh, counterspell.
You have already
You've
used your reaction.
Ah, damn it.
Liliana, do you have a reaction and counterspell?
I don't have either. of
Can he
those.
use multiple high-level spells? Does he have that? Does he have that feat?
Yeah, he's definitely, he's got 7th level spell slots.
Okay, sure.
I have a reaction, but I don't have counterspell.
Okay. Kelfir vanishes. And Shoji, it's your turn.
Okay. Damn. Can I?
Hold on, let Shoji go.
Can I cast? If I cast Shatter, is that going to crumple the building? This is like the new improved version that the walls are indestructible, right? So it's not going to like bring everything
Yeah,
down.
the walls are pretty darn strong.
Okay. Can I cast Shatter in an area that won't harm any of my living friends?
You can. It's a 10-foot cube, right?
My bad. Let me look that up.
Does invisibility make the fire that's on his body invisible?
You do not see any fire on his body.
He was on fire.
Yes. The
Okay.
body and the fire that was upon him are gone.
Okay.
Yeah, 10-foot radius sphere.
Okay. 10-foot radius sphere? I thought Shatter is a cube.
It's a sphere.
This is fear. And Constitution saving throw. And I would
10-foot radius. There is no way that you could do it. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't mean to sound mean. Oz is not there anymore. So actually, yes, you can.
yeah. That's why I said living friends, yeah.
It's like, no, you're gonna hit Oz. Wait, no, you're not.
No, Oz, I'm so sorry. I actually have something I want to try just in his memory, but yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Got a 3d8. And damage, there we go.
And I think that also, disadvantage on others. Okay. And cool. The two bookshelves that are over by the door, the entire contraption that Oz and Vera put together just explodes in shards and splinters, and you are all somewhat deafened. As a lot of things just explode. The candle's gone, caltrops go flying everywhere, a portion of the fire is put out, and then it kind of creeps back along the oil. This room just looks like absolute hell. That is your action.
Can I tell if there's any like blood splatter or anything that happens that might give evidence to where he is?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. $13.
You do not see any blood spatter on the floor.
Okay. And is there another?
Hold on. We'll go ahead and let Shoji finish here.
Oh, sorry. Is there another exit to this room opposite the one that Kelfir just came through?
So there's the main door that he just came through, and then kind of up on the landing, up where Vera is the other door.
Okay. Yeah, can I run away up there and then like go like outside of the door?
You want to run back into the upper room?
Yeah, up
Okay.
the staircase and then yeah, into the other room, like actually like, out of sight.
You can get up to the top of the landing.
Will that landing give me any cover?
It does not.
Okay. I'll stay put then and hide.
Oz, did you have a question? And then Vera, it's your turn.
For my edification, what spell did he use to teleport away?
You have no idea what happened. I'm sorry, your character's not in there anymore, so I will text you.
Just because if it's a certain second level spell, it needs to be a spot that he can see. And if there's a raging fiery inferno and a closed door, I don't know where he would have gone outside of this room, is my only thought. Because Oz is dead. Like, I'm not fighting for Oz.
Right.
But for the sake of the party and everything else, he couldn't have gone anywhere else besides this room. Because the door closed with the trap.
Right. Oh. You are actually correct. Because he has to actually see it, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, if he's using Misty Step or Dimension Door, he does.
Dimension Door's an action. He can't use
Yeah,
Dimension
that's
Door.
true.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's
Dimension
Spark
Door's an
Step or
action.
Misty Step.
So he has to be somewhere in this room.
Okay, Shoji, I lied.
Thanks, Nick.
He does not disappear.
Fucking kill it.
Right.
Ooh. He does not disappear.
Well, he's in deep shit then,
Yeah, he
because he
just
has
killed our friend for him.
he has to be able to see it.
So maybe he wouldn't have killed me if he was trying to get somewhere else.
Oh, maybe.
I'm genuinely considering that. Like I'm not kidding.
Do it, Josh.
Do it.
Do it, fans, Josh.
Because he needs, yeah. That's so interesting.
Knowing too much about this fucking game might have just saved my life.
Nick, hold on to it, Nick. Okay.
Although,
Oh my
here's the
God.
he can do this. So he will, okay, disintegrates Oz,
Come on.
appears at the door, opens it, runs out, and closes it behind him.
The door it came from?
There's a bookcase in front of the door.
Can he
The
roll to
door,
open the door?
the door opens out.
He's running through the fire over the bookcase and the heavy bunch of objects in front of the door.
So he's teleporting to that spot and then opening it and running.
On top, so he's teleporting on top of. I'm saying the doorknob's blocked because there's a bookshelf and a huge bag of heavy shit
So
on
the door is set in 3 feet into the wall. Right? You can see it on the map. Everything has kind of fallen outside of it, but it is not blocked, and he can see it. So he teleports
He's on
there.
the ground. Can he
What?
see past that spot? Can
He
he
uses
see past the pile of stuff?
He uses half his movement to stand up, teleport there, open, run out, shut the door.
All right, sorry guys, I did my best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nick, again, you are advocating for your character, and I will never tell you not to do that. And I am rules lawyerly all the time, and I do not resent it when my players rules lawyer against me. Like that's what they're here for.
There we are.
But entirely obeying the rules of the game, it seems that Kelfir has managed to get out of the tower.
Question.
Vera.
He's
I'm
on
sorry,
the other side of the door.
Shoji, does that change your turn at all?
Does
He's max 30
Can I-
feet past. He's max 15 feet past the door. He's
Yeah,
not out of.
Let's go get him.
okay? I don't need to see him to cast the shatter.
You can run
Correct.
and open.
I can just put it in a 15-foot thing beyond the door.
Can you run and open the door and see where he is?
Yeah, I'll do that first. Yeah, because I have movement. Yeah, might as well.
So here's the thing, it erupts from that point, and so shatter can be blocked by solid barriers.
Mhm.
Okay.
Let's go open it.
Yeah, can I make it to the door and bring it open?
Yeah, let me subtract 5 damage real quick from him because at the start of his turn he was on fire. At which point, yes, so you can go, so you'll have to go around the bookshelf. So 5, 10, 15. So you're running through a bunch of fire and burning oil.
Yeah.
So
I'll do
15,
it.
20, and then 30 will get you just shy of the door because this is kind of that area right in front of the door is rough terrain.
Okay.
So with your movement, you can get just almost to the door.
Am I able to, as a bonus action, open the door?
It would be a free action. So free action to
Free
open the
action.
door, and now you've got your bonus action left.
Hey.
Kelfir
Okay.
still has
Wait.
half speed, right?
And your actually, yeah, you've got both your action and your bonus action. No, I'm sorry. You are not close enough to the door to actually grab it. So if you look on the
Ah,
map,
okay.
you are 1 square short.
Okay.
Actually, Mary's right. Can he even get up? He's at half speed.
Helper's at half
So he
speed right
stands
now.
up.
Oh, that's right, because
Can he
he's
even
he's
get through this
exhausted.
door?
I'm sorry?
Hellfear is at
He's
He's
half
at half
exhausted.
speed because he's exhausted. Can he even get through this door?
You do not know how many levels of exhaustion Kelfir has.
Well,
I mean,
I
we do.
don't, but I'm saying Oz
has-
doesn't, but Nick's
He has
assuming.
at least enough exhaustion
Not
to have
disadvantage.
disadvantage on ability checks.
But
Oh,
not
not
movement.
movement.
Beyond that, you don't know.
Okay.
Remember that he has people who have been carrying supplies for him.
That's true.
He's been in there longer than us, though.
He is smarter than us. Talia has said that 5 million times now.
Catch him. Open the door.
So Shoji,
Yeah.
you're just shy of the door. If you use your action to get to the door, you can open it, and then you'll have the rest of your movement, your action movement, and a bonus action.
Oh, so I can use my action to get to the door, then I have my bonus action?
Yeah. So if you use your action, you will have another 30 feet of movement and a bonus action.
Keep him in
Okay.
sight.
Yeah, I'll use my action to open the door. And can I look where he's running and not get like super close to him, but like maybe like if he's running out there, maybe I run like around this way, like not away from him exactly, but not exactly towards him, maybe just like you know.
He is right there.
He's right outside the door. Good.
Yeah, he's about 10 feet
Oh.
away from you.
Oh shit. Okay, so open the door, see
I'm
that
sorry,
he's right there.
He's right around the corner from you, so you can see him. But he had 15 feet, so he's there. So 1, 2, yeah.
Okay.
Don't close the door.
Yeah, I'm not gonna close the door, but I'm gonna shout, he's headed that way, and use my action to duck just out of his sight.
Okay, I found him. Run!
Yes, there he is, go get him.
He'll go right. Right there is about out of his sight.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
And also, I can say which way he's facing here. He's definitely facing that way. Okay, top of the round, Vera.
Sorry, I'm having trouble shrinking the map enough to be able to see it, but I will. Is it an action for me to take out a shard of red and stab it in my arm?
No, I think that's an object interaction. Does it say on the item?
No, let me look.
She has fast hands. She can do it as a bonus action because she's a rogue.
She has cunning action.
I think I said it was a bonus action to use.
A bonus action, jam it in my arm. Okay,
Yeah,
but
bonus.
so does that count? That counts as my full bonus action, despite cunning action.
Bonus action. You've got red.
Okay. If I then use full movement, how far can I get towards this man?
So you're at 30. You're at 35 feet of movement then.
It adds 10, so I am now
Or
at.
35.
Wait.
So do you want to try to use the stairs or do you want to leap off the ledge?
Oh, I'm leaping off that ledge.
Cool. Give me an acrobatics check.
Awesome.
Thanks, Ma.
Because of my belt.
Okay. If you roll a 5 or below, you land prone. Otherwise, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're good.
It's this +1 because of my belt.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. You take. I'm sorry. So you're on fire.
Yep.
Shoji, you're also on fire.
Oh, can I use my bonus action to put that out?
It's an action to
Right.
put yourself out.
It's an action, damn it, okay.
So that's
Do I
a 5, and then you're going to drop 20, so 25 at the bottom. 30, so 35 puts you right at the edge of the fire here.
Okay. Sorry, the map's not working for me. So I'm going to. So how far away am I from the door? You can just describe
Actually,
it.
if we Pythagorean that, you're probably actually a little bit closer there because you had movement and you leapt out. So we'll give you that. So you are about 13 feet away from the door.
Okay, I will use the rest of my action to continue that.
You can. Oh, you used the bonus action. Okay, yeah. So 5. So 5, 10 because that's difficult terrain. 15. So 15 gets you outside the door right there, and you've got another 20 feet of movement.
Okay. Let's see. I've used bonus action, I've used actions, I've used everything to get here.
Yeah, you've got 20 feet of movement, and that's it.
And how far away?
Get him.
What is it?
How far away is he from me now?
15 feet.
I will do what Sho just did and sort of duck behind the door, so I'm out of his.
I mean, yeah. Okay, Liliana, you're up. You saw all of this happen.
I also want to run out of the room. God, not gonna be left behind for this party.
And
Should I-
20, 30 gets you right outside the door, and you're on fire.
Nice. Can I see Kelfir?
Yeah, you can see him just around the corner there.
Shoot him.
He's right around to your right, about 15 feet away.
Can I cast Fireball?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What level of spell is that?
The third.
Okay, he's gonna counterspell that one.
But that's his reaction. He can't do that again.
True.
True.
That was his reaction. Yeah, you can't do that again. Bonus action
Can he
movement.
see her?
Actually,
Can he
bonus
see
action.
her? Is he running away from her?
He can see him, and he can see her.
But isn't he running away from her?
Do we
That's
really?
right.
It's up to you guys, but do we really want to micromanage exactly where people are facing? Because if we do, I'm gonna start doing it to you guys.
No.
Let him go. Wait, don't let him go.
Might as well use his reaction.
It's up to you. If we want to keep meticulous track of where people are facing, we can.
No,
Okay.
not really.
Okay,
Duck
so
movement.
fireball counterspelled. Liliana, you've got a bonus action.
I have no bonus actions, so we're good. That'll
Okay.
be it.
Lightning breath.
I already used my lightning breath.
Already used it. Talia, you're up. Oh no,
Only get one.
Talia, you're up.
Okay, so here's my question. Emotions are interesting things.
Yep.
So fear can easily turn into something else. So what I'm asking is, can I, with Oz's, seeing him disintegrate Oz, when I was desperately trying to get him to come for me instead, can I shake out of fear and into being motivated by hatred or anger?
So do you want to try and like switch your fear of Kelfir to hatred of Kelfir?
Yep.
A good opportune moment for
Because
it.
Oz and I got very close in the past 2 weeks.
This is like his brother
He
or her brother.
reminds
Yeah.
me of my dearly lost brother, whom I was the only person in my family who loved him the way he deserved to be loved.
Oh, breaks my heart.
I
And
brought her
Kelfir
food.
just killed him.
Give me. Yeah, it's going to be a straight D100 roll. 60 or below, you maintain fear of Kelfir. 61 and above, that turns into hatred.
Okay,
First, I would like you to give me a wisdom check, though. Wisdom religion.
okay. Sorry, I got to get rid of the map. It's in my way. Okay. Come on, Silverloon, please help me. $12.
if Talia makes this transition, from what you know of the cult of Silhaloon and your conversations with Garrett, this will be a major stumbling block in your pursuit of that cult. Because, yeah.
But she's the mother of the broken.
Yeah.
The redemption is kind of in there.
Yes. Redemption after willful self-damnation is a little bit of a different cookie. Redemption is not something where you say, well, I really need to do this now and I'll apologize later.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm just thinking because so much of this is not necessarily willful, right? Because she was trying to sacrifice herself so that Oz was not taken.
Understood.
So it's sort of a natural reaction is what I'm saying.
But I am a firm believer that between stimulus and response, there is a space. And
Sure.
in that space, as human beings, in that space is our freedom and our choice.
I'm a fellow philosopher. I can respect that.
Now, real quick, I cannot take credit for that. That's not me. But I love that.
Okay, then can I try another tack? Can I still act, but maybe without hatred instead? Can I just try to shake off the fear then, knowing that I know that the mother would not smile upon that sort of retribution? Can I at least shake off my fear and attempt to be useful to my group? Because I can't move towards him, but my people all just went towards him. And I need to be within touch of my people.
The way that fear effects typically work, it is at the end of your turn that you make a saving throw to try and resist it.
So can I do that?
However, at the end, you ended a turn before this one. So I'm going to set a DC, and I'll give you a wisdom saving throw to try and have broken it at the end of your last turn, so that on this one you have the potential to move freely.
Okay.
So give me a second.
Josh, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
We haven't been rolling for wild magic this whole time.
Yeah. We have not.
Yeah.
You've cast how many first level? You haven't cast any first level spells yet, though.
I cast Mage Armor. That's first level, but I don't think that does anything because it's not an attack spell. And then I cast 2 cantrips and then Fireball, which was counterspelled, but I still cast it. So.
Correct. So give me a D20 roll. I'm so help me God if this comes up with some kind of thing.
13. So it goes up to like 5 or 6, I think, at this point.
You rolled that for Jeeves. Roll a D20 for yourself, and it is a 1, 2, or a 3.
Oh, how am I rolling for Jeeves? What the hell?
You just have to make sure you click on your portrait, and that'll become your active character.
Oh.
This could be amazing.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Awesome roll. Nothing
And a
happened.
14. So nothing.
So when we stack them up, when we realize we'll just roll them once.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, you're correct. We would have rolled them multiple times.
Yeah, but it's been building up at this point, so I think we're at like 5 or 6 now that I have to roll.
So Talia,
Yes.
here's what I'm gonna say. I'm going to set the base DC at Kelfir's spell save DC.
Okay.
And I'm going to add 4 to it because you just watched him kill the person that you thought was starting to think of kind of like a brother.
Okay.
Um,
So you're going to add 4 to my roll or to his DC?
no, to
I'm
his
sorry, I
DC. To his DC.
Okay.
So your DC here is 21.
I could just make that. Okay.
So you need a 19 or a 20?
Well, let's see. My plus is 4, so I need a 17 or up.
Oh, 17 or up. Okay.
Sweet mother.
Oh,
This is where spells like bless are clutch.
Talia,
Yeah.
you stand at the top of the stairs and you just watch the man that you have been terrified of for your entire life with one spell. You know, I mean, you guys bloodied his nose. You made him look like an idiot. You covered him in burning oil. He fell for a mechanical trap when he was only looking for arcane ones. Looks like a complete dumbass. And he stood up and melted your friend with a single spell, and then he ran out that door.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of your friends stood up and ran out that door and are now out there with him. And you are so terrified of what you are going to find if you walk out that door that you are frozen in place.
Okay, and that was at the but that roll was at the end of my last turn.
That was at the end of your last turn, but you are still afraid and cannot willingly move closer to him.
Right. But what I'm saying is I still have my full turn this turn.
Yes.
Okay? Because that is Talia's new coping mechanism for everything that she does right now. I am going to cry out in absolute anguish to Silhaloon and beg that she help me be able to help my other friends. And I'm angry, and I'm upset, and I'm scared because I told them that this is what would happen. I gave them the power to make their own decisions so that this wouldn't be on my head. And damn it if it isn't on my head anyway. And all I'm asking to do is to be able to, with this, add a D4 to my next save. Just like I cast Bless.
Give me a wisdom religion.
Okay.
DC 20.
Nope. That was an 8.
As Garrett, taught you and talked to you about, you gather all of that pain and self-recrimination and fear, and you hurl it away from yourself. And it all just comes crashing right back, and a fog kind of comes over you, and you are in despair.
Okay.
Okay.
Still make a wisdom save? Or is that?
Wisdom save at the end of your turn.
21.
That is exactly the DC. So, as the despair then comes kind of crashing back in.
Honestly, that's perfect because that's exactly what Oz always did for me. I get down to my lowest point, and Oz would be right there with some snarky remark and kick me in the tush and get me right up and going again.
You hear Oz say, "Fuck up, nerd."
Yeah, and I don't care about your sob story. Get the fuck over it.
You know, I was going to narrate how you kind of break the fear, but I think that that's perfect.
Yeah.
Oz's words echo in your head. And you look down at just this room that is in flames, and you stand up, and you are determined, and you are ready to go.
Yeah, I go out the door.
It's at the end of your turn.
Oh, so I don't have movement. Okay.
So it is Kelfir's turn.
Oh God.
He is going to continue around this. So Liliana, you standing at the door, you could just see him. He kind of turns and throws a counter spell and then continues running around the edge of the wall. And it is Shoji's turn.
Get it.
Ah. Yes, I will pursue
I'm right
him.
Get him. Get him. Get him.
Yeah, I'll be booking it towards him now.
For the sake of time, because we're a little over, you guys kind of run around, and he is gone.
Can I, because I really want to, can I kind of using the ashes that is left from Oz and
Smeared on your face in war paint.
I'm so concerned.
yeah, I am surprisingly overwhelmed with emotions which I have thought were far gone, but after losing that person, I am upset. We shared a drink, and I would like to use my ability of spontaneous unburial and cast Animate Dead and learn that spell and have a little minion for a few moments.
Okay, let me double check that real quick. Also,
Lily is going to have to kill Shoji now.
Don't do that.
She's caught up in the moment and she's thinking, no, you can't take him. Bring him back. And she's gonna bring something back.
So, because of the way that necromancy works in Gebrecan, not one, but two skeletons or zombies.
Can I have one of each?
Sure. A skeleton and a zombie just pull and claw their way out of the earth, and they just kind of lurch into being right next to you.
All right. Is Kelfair, like, can I estimate where he might be since he disappeared?
Kelfair is nowhere to be seen. You can see no trace or evidence of him. Give me a survival check. You see his footprints with a 14. You see his footprints just stop.
Ah, okay. So like I can assume he dimension doored or some
He
magic.
used some kind of spell to vanish out of here. And I'll say the rest of the group comes hurtling around the corner. You guys see Shoji standing there looking at the ground. There's a skeleton and a zombie just. Kelfair is nowhere to be seen, and that is where we will pick up next.
Yeah, not before a firebolt hits one of the zombies or one of zombie skeleton things.
Talia, you can have first action when we come back next time. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh,
It got
boy.
worse.
It
got a little worse.
There was an episode where nothing went bad. You guys got to loot a whole wizard's tower, and then it just got worse. So we will be
Alex
back.
was almost done with his art too.
Oh no! Oh crap! I'm so sorry. I guess now I have to
Oh
group
Oh,
and the
no.
person who does our character art.
no! Oh no!
It's all right. She can just fill in the missing portions with like ashes that are drifting up and away.
It's okay, Josh. Remember, so pasta literally days after I got her figure. So
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and end our episode here. So anyway, thank you so much. We'll be back next week, and we'll see how much worse it can get. Have a lovely week.
Bye.
You are healthy.
Bye.